Started on a low. I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah.
We are live here with yet another day, another week of the Tenax series. Of course, this is our last week of the season. We got playoffs coming up, so things are really starting to ramp up here. I'm your caster, OldBrownBanana, and with me is Xerofight.
Yeah, excited few matchups we got. I think we have the most matchups that we've had over any of the weeks so far. So it's going to be a banging night if you're a big fan of Valorant. Just want to give a quick shout outs to our wonderful people helping produce this broadcast and make it come to a reality. Thank you to LF8, Avid, Goes to Academy, as well as Skylar in Music. And as well, we actually have a giveaway going on for a Aviga headset from Avid Products. So make sure to stick around to the ends of the broadcast. All you're going to have to do is follow us on Twitter over at TenXGG and Tenax Tourneys, and then follow Avid Products as well on Twitter. And then just stay active at the end of the stream, and we will draw the winner and announce it then. So looking forward to it. But getting into today's matches, we are going to have a great lineup, starting out with Evictix versus Sad Frost for our first one.
Yeah, and we got a banger first match coming up. Sad Frost looking like one of the strongest teams coming into this week and getting ready for hopefully a deep playoff run. But what are some players that you're looking to stand out in this matchup?
I think the two that I'm looking at the most is going to be Gogo and Koz. I think Cokes, excuse me. I think they're both going to be very impactful, especially as we look towards Ascent. Um, especially for Gogo on this Omen role, controlling your smokes on Ascent and making sure that you're helping set the tempo, especially on the attack side as well as the defense, is super important to set your team up for success.
And I think from the side of Cokes, I believe they're the one that actually is the IGL for SAD. I mean, the first number that kind of pops out is the ACS, not the highest in the server usually, but that KD, meaning that they're getting a lot of the most important kills of the round and really staying alive to play that late round, maneuvering the rest of their team to kind of set them up for some huge plays. And we've seen the clutch potential as well, of course, multiple like 1v3, 1v4s that they're winning from usually that Sova role, playing that info initiator. And you can just see it in the number of assists, like 63 assists compared to Gogo's 22. The assist per round is way higher. Like, I think from that info initiator position, Cokes is probably one of the best that we have in this tournament.
Most definitely. And I think the point that you bring up about the Sova, about getting those assists on Ascent, such an op heavy map, such a default heavy map where you're going mid into A, going back to Cat. There's so many of these mid round pivots. Being able to have a Sova player, an info player that understands how to use that utility correctly, set their team up for success, clear those ops off the angle, and then also got to get the Odin out on good old Ascent. So I'm going to be looking forward to it. Should be a banger matchup because I'm assuming both these teams play the default comps. It is Ascent after all. We have seen some switch up from comps as far as with Vise coming in and Astra buffs as well. So I'll have to see if there's any change there, but I don't know so late into the season if we're actually going to see any changes because it is, I mean, this is week 5. It's an important match just to close out. I think SAD is locked in for playoffs, so they don't have to worry about that, but they are going to continue to want to be that number 1 seed going in and continue a dominant performance just to show how good they really are.
Yeah, I think SAD most likely won't be making any changes, like you mentioned. It is pretty late into the season, so we're going to see pretty standard stuff, I would assume, from both of these teams. I think Ascent is usually one of the maps where it's typically focused more on those fundamentals, on who can play the standard comp better. But we have seen some teams really start to experiment. We've seen, some of the VCT teams bring out Deadlock to middling success. I'm thinking of Sentinels there. But we've seen some teams also run it pretty well, I think. It can be run well, but like you said, because it is so late in the season, I don't know if they'll have had enough time to actually cook up the comp and have their protocols fully built out for and have it in a place where they need it to be if they want to win in this tournament.
Yeah, most definitely. And a good point, or a funny point that you bring up about the Deadlock comp, it is a comp that gained traction a lot throughout the VCT year. We saw teams like Leviathan pick it up, like Sentinels pick it up, even teams like Fnatic, all to varying degrees of success, some more than others. I feel like the Americas teams actually were pretty lackluster with the results overall, even though it was a comp that came from in a challengers with Dark Zero. But I think if they are able to get that Deadlock integrated, it can disrupt the way that these teams have learned to play the map. And overall, we have so many good Deadlock players in the Tenax series, who either just main Deadlock or teams just heavily focus on Deadlock, that Icefir Deadlock comp. I think we may see it be brought out, and if it is executed well, it'll be a good test to see how SAD are able to adapt and overcome throughout that. But
yeah, I would expect if any team is going to make a change, it probably would be Evictix. Like we mentioned, SAD already locked in for playoffs, so they don't really need to kind of make any adjustments, make any changes. But Evictix coming into the series as the underdog, I think if there is going to be a change, it will be on their side.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think last week we did see the addition of a few new players, with Queen Bay coming in, really stepping up in those Jet and Raze roles. So I'll be interested to see who is actually taking the duelist role this week, if it will be Queen Bay, and how that performance is going to transfer over. Because I think we've said all these roles are impactful, but the Jet role is especially impactful, being able to consistently entry for your team as well as hold down an op and be able to effectively use it. I mean, if Queen Bay comes in and is able to just fry right off the bat, it's going to be a really competitive one, more than a lot of people would think.
Yeah, but as we kind of mentioned, we're actually going to jump right into Agent Select here. Most likely going to see the same comps that we've been seeing stay hovering the Phoenix. I think just trolling around, playing around with our expectations. One thing though, Gogo on the Reyna, really interesting pick. I think it looks like Evictix are gonna go with a bit of a different comp here.
And they have been known to dabble with double duelist in the past. It's something they like to lean heavier into more than other teams. But I will be interested to see. We're seeing Katrina hover that KO currently, which is not something you may see. Okay, it has swapped over to that Sova, but just going back and forth. But I think you are going to need to have that Sova as your solo initiator if you're going to find a success, especially on the attack. But they are going to lock in the KO, so we'll have to see what kind of ideas they bring to this match.
That's really interesting. I think, like you mentioned, the Sova, almost 100% pick rate on Ascent. I don't think it's been since 2021 with some of the triple initiator comps that DRX was running, and even then, I'm pretty sure they had Sova. So
I still think,
really interesting. I think it makes more sense to have the Sova as the solo initiator, especially if you're going to play Reyna, who has those Leers that can be used in order to help support your Jet to entry site. But if we circle back to what we were talking about with Queen Bay as that entry Jet, not as much utility to support them. So a lot of onus will be on their shoulders in order to get that first pick, to get that entry frag and crack open the round.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot on their own individual ability, as well as Katrina's flashes, being able to set their team up. And one of the things that you don't get if you're not running the Sova is that constant info. You only have one piece, I guess, outside of the Cypher cam, you only have one piece of real info from that 0 point. On a 40-second cooldown, it's not hard info. It's more of just soft info where you get general idea. So we'll have to see how they continue to cycle. But look at this.
But
it's a quick play
Frost
into
as
B
well.
main.
Instead of bringing in that Sova, both of these teams opting to go with the Reyna KO. Probably trying to combine that Lear with the flashpoint, but Queen Bey gets the first pick on to stay, opening up the round here, opening up the series. Sad Frost take the numbers advantage as things will settle.
Just a
Early work towards mid, but it's Astralis taking out Queen Bey, evening things out now into a 4v4.
And Dizzy so low. 0 point comes through. K stunned by the tripwire. Not punished though. Somehow gets out alive all the way into spawn. Clarity shut down by Astralis and gets a third. But eventually put a stop to by Juniper. But look at the map control by Sad. They have them pinched in. They have them honed in. Are they aware?
Cokes a few shots going astray. The last two members of Evictix now taking that B main space, but are they aware of 3 Dizzy in this spot? Katrina on the knife will tag the KJ, but the trigger discipline gets the first. A beautiful Omen paranoia to support, and that's Sad Frost getting the first, getting the pistol.
Some great aggression coming out from Sad Frost to help set that one up. Astralis going off and getting 3 over in mid. 2 of those kills were just a dry swing off of timing to be able to pick up those kills. And then you saw K literally just run all the way into spawn through the Cypher tripwire, not get punished. Which crazy round to start off the series. It's Outlaws
Astralis,
in
though.
hand though.
Beautiful shot from the Jet. Not an op quite yet, but on this eco round, the Outlaw, basically the same thing. Katrina, though, getting a huge pick with that classic, taking a Bulldog down. Astralis, too many targets to pick from, and that's Queen Bey, swings in from top mid, rips their head off with that Sheriff. But Cokes now played in with the Ghost, and yet again from that B main position, pushing up 3 Dizzy, gets 2 clean 1-taps with the Guardian. Go. Left in a 1v3, Deagle in hand.
Oh, gets 2. Now it's left 1v1. Go with the Deagle. Able to pick up the Judge, but look at this wrap from Dizzy. If they commit to it, could be huge. Kogo doesn't know the positioning of this last player.
And there it is.
Doesn't
3
check
Dizzy.
the corner.
Cleans up the round. Sad Frost. It was a bit shaky there. Only coming out of that round with 1 Guardian. But some beautiful headshots from Gogo. So if you are a Evictix, that is a bit of a positive to look towards.
Yeah, some good economic damage, most definitely. And on the other side, it is a bit worrying. I don't want to say worrying yet, I guess, because it is only 2 rounds in. Plenty of maps still left to play. But we'll have to see how their discipline continues into the rest of the half. An early Odin spray coming out from K, getting that weapon online early. Astralis just with the Sheriff.
Yeah, a big weapon dropped was the Outlaw. So Astralis only on the Sheriff here. Weaker weapons on the side of Sad Frost. Hopefully, they're trying to, at least do some economic damage, if not convert a bonus, but with this weaker weapons and full rifles on the side of Evictix, it's not looking likely.
No, they're going to have to do some miracle works. And look at this double push through A main from Sad. They're going to meet Gogo on the other side. If they can get this kill, it would be huge.
Beautiful
Astralis
headshot from Astralis.
Yeah, getting pushed into tree.
I can't use that.
But Evictix do take sight. 2 people, though. A crossfire setup in Wine and A main. 3 people on the other side of the smoke. They face it together, and trades go even. A 3v3 now. Weaker weapons still are in the hands of Sad Frost. Astralis trying to be the tip of that spear. Fighting back in, but it's 3 Dizzy to get one. Astralis claims one as well. Leaving Juniper alone in this 1v3 and a K to close out the round. Sad Frost will be able to convert the bonus.
Yeah, that round just flipped on its head so quickly. You had the push out from Sad into A main to try to capitalize off of potentially Gogo just playing by themselves, but they were played so late. They didn't aggress into A main. They waited for their team to get sight, smoked it off, and then pinched together. And I thought that was going to be a round going over to Evictix, but a shot through the smoke, a shock dart with that sheriff kill, turned it around, and Sad Frost convert that bonus, which is going to be huge, especially after the amount of economical damage that was done in that second round.
Yeah, coming into this 4th round, I mean, you've completely flipped the game on its head by converting that bonus with just sheriffs in hand. And now Evictix, the onus is on them to actually make a play, but the aggression from Sad Frost just does not stop. Knowing that these weaker weapons are in hand, Queen Bey, though, is able to get one in punish. A dry swing there, but unable to connect the shot. Only 15 HP. A body shot landed, but with these weaker weapons in hand, you need to land some of these headshots.
Yeah. And look at how they're playing this. They're instantly re-clearing this B main space every time. That pistol round, you saw K do it. A few rounds ago, you saw Dizzy do it. And now it's just a double pushdown by Astralis and Dizzy to just instantly re-clear, have all that information. And even though they don't have that extra information from the 0 point, they're just able to drive or to face these angles and give so much information to their team and just have the perfect reads, the perfect pinches. And that's going to put Sad Frost up 4-0.
Yeah, when you're playing a Reyna comp like both of these teams are, you really want to be confident and playing and swinging like as a team with full confidence. And we see one side doing it. Sad Frost, I mean, like you mentioned, just fully pushing out B main, pushing out mid, taking all of the space in the world. Like, look at the off angle that Stay is playing at. Playing far enough away that only a Reyna or a Jet could actually escape from that after getting a kill. And even there, just continuing to push down 2 beautiful headshots. Full confidence from Sad Frost. It looks like nothing will stop them, but Gogo unable to swing around and get the trade. Leaving Queen Bey now in a 1v3.
All with it left to do. Not able to make it happen. Cokes shuts it down. And now it's 5 on the board for Sad Frost with some important ultimates online as well. Dizzy with that lockdown going to be able to bring it into this round. Use it for a retake to stall out a sight hit. But I don't think, yeah, look at the money from Evictix constantly just being put back onto an eco buy where they just really can't get anything going. They only have this KO ult to have an impactful round-winning ult unless
Blade Storms pop from both, but it's instantly a shark attack from mid, and with the Reyna, Stay, Empress is popped and continuing to frag out. 3 kills on the round already. Finally taken down from Juniper. Astralis was suppressed, so pulls out the shorty and continues to dive in with that smoke. K cleaning things up with the Odin. 6-0 now. Sad Frost. It looks like nothing will stop them.
And it's just a dominating performance out of Sad Frost. I feel like everything Evictix is doing is just being countered or out-aimed. and they can't get any momentum going for themselves. Dizzy on 8-0
Oh
currently
my.
with 8K in the bank account, rolling in the funds, looking like Scrooge McDuck out here. And I mean, they need an adjustment and they need it quick, Banana.
Yeah, I mean, so far we've seen them lean very heavily towards this B main tile side, but even there, while smoked off, still winning the spam battle is Sad Frost. So it seems like they have such a great game plan. This defense side of how to attack B main. There it is yet again. Stay winning winning the Reyna 1v1, and
Yeah.
Katrina as well, down to 18 HP.
I'd love to see a punish on this B main reclear, having a cam setup maybe with a KO flash or something. They've so consistently cleared out this B main space after Evictix had made pressure. They just need to get something to switch it up. But now Queen Bay going into site, 3 players here. Dizzy gets the first, Cokes gets the second, Clarity finally gets one of their own, but quickly trades out. Astralis closes the round out with 2 of their own, putting Sad up to a 7th.
And like we mentioned, I mean, with them being up 7-0 and really not being able to control that B main space, that means that your A anchors can just stay in position and don't need to move. If you're dominating that B main fight every time, that means your setups are fine. So you can either can leave it the way it is or stack the other side of the map, because if you're dominating B main, there's only one other site where they can plant on. So not really much that Evictix can do with their current setup. Odin spam though, not connecting yet.
But it stalled out this plant. Or this
And it triggers
push
the speed
for
up,
7
though.
seconds.
No command. Queen Bay dashing it over the top, and that's what you like to see. Go as well, getting in on the frags in mid. Taking a 1v1 against Stay, but with the bomb going down now in a 5v3, Sad Frost may finally drop around.
Yeah, Evictix finally with an advantage. Go finally sniffed out. Now to a 4v3 for the attacker side. Knife comes out, scans one into main, and all of these Evictix players are on this site. Time's running low. Astralis, though, picks up
Gets
2,
two.
and that was all up to Juniper.
Oh no,
Can't
the
do
toast
it.
plant just crumbles. Sad
Fell
Frost.
apart.
Even at a numbers disadvantage, just Astralis wakes up into that round and does it themselves, getting 3 kills. I mean, beautiful shots out, but Go in a tough position, getting pinched from both sides. And once Go goes down, that's the threat of the backstab taken out of the round. And then Sad Frost can just focus all of their attention onto those side players. And they just collapsed on them. I mean, it looks really well drilled from Sad Frost, even though they have a new comp with Stay on that Reyna.
Yeah. That Moment Paranoia came out, and it was a great Flood retake. Paranoia to dissuade any of this B main aggression early. But K decides to drone, gets turned off by that 0 point. There's still 2 players here currently. Just trying to make noise, see if they rotate. They don't have the Killjoy setup here. A dink comes out. The dry swing from K.
And they just opt to fight it. K getting 2 with the Phantom. It's just individual plays. A beautiful turn from the flash from Astralis, but it's actually Katrina to capitalize on the kill. 3 Dizzy runs out of bullets, unable to punish Clarity on that TP, but in a 1v2 now, finally the punish comes in. Sad Frost up 9-0.
And it seems as if nothing Evictix do works. And I did enjoy the quick A main, or the quick B main push, excuse me, that they did 2 rounds ago. It was just the post plant that kind of fell apart for them. And I think that kind of scared them off from trying to go back into a similar sort of play this round. So it's just going to be a group up towards this A main, but look at this read. You see the pings coming out. I believe this is for a Hunter's Fury
Careful.
out of Cokes if it's
And
needed.
look at that though. Stay is just pushing out of B main, just taking all the space. So they now know that it has to end A. With that drone clearing mid, they're in a great position to deal with this hit too.
Yeah, 3 players here. Astralis working up. What is the timing on this? Look like in smoke. I think they're going to get the kill.
Hunter's Fury is
Astralis-
popped from Cokes. But it's
And they're just
Astralis
surrounded
without
now.
the kills.
I don't think they saw Stay, though. Astralis was making noise by themselves. Stay gets 1, gets 2. And now it's all up to Juniper. 1v3. What can they do? Jumping in and out of the smoke. Gets 1, but cannot get the rounds. Sad Frost up to a 10th. That's another rifle round not going the way of Evictix.
It's just domination from Sad Frost. Like, I mean, Stay just solo pushing out of B main there, calming to the rest of their team that it has to end A, especially once Cokes clears out that cat area and the drone sees all of mid. They have a beautiful 2-man flank with Astralis and Stay pushing up, getting behind him. And once that Hunter's Fury comes in, that causes enough chaos for the backstab to actually come into full effect. But coming into this one now, if Evictix want to win this map, they have to start winning rounds and fast. Katrina, though, gets them up to a great start with a beautiful opening with that Ares.
Finally ready for that B main aggression. Not ready for the second, though. Stay gets the kill onto Juniper. Astralis peeks into mid. And the great paranoia from Cokes blinds all them up. Astralis picks up the 3K. And that's going to be 11.
We might be on 13-0 watch here. I mean, that paranoia just a second behind from Clarity, unable to help their team, and that just allows Astralis to fight back in, get yet another 3K. I mean, how many times have we said that this game? 18-5 already. I mean, just fully dominating from the side of Sad Frost. I mean, Cokes 4-4. That's their lowest player, and even then have a positive KD. So Null Command is popped though, as we get right into this round. But look at that Stay. Gets 1 and gets out. Get another one through the smoke as well. I mean, if it's not one duelist, it's the other. Gogo finally getting 1, but there it is. The round just ended in an instant. 12-0 to Sad Frost. It's just insane. The confidence from all of these players. Fully egoing them. Dry swinging smokes.
Katrina just not expecting anyone to swing out of the smoke there. Has the molly in hand to try to dissuade anyone from doing such. But the timing was there for Stay. And 19-5 for Astralis. 17-6 for Stay on one half with Dizzy going 13-1. It's like you've been saying. It's just pure domination. It's a masterclass coming out from Sad Frost. And they're going to be looking to close this out 13-0. I mean, that's a good boost to the ego for the rest of our matches for playoffs. But Katrina going to try to shut down any early play. Knife coming out. Scanning 3, Stay. Bit of a shaky duel down bottom mid. The double face comes through.
Sides. But once the help comes in, that's 2 kills now going in favor of Evictix. Coming into a 4v3. Clarity. Left alone. But it's the Nano Swarm to take him out. 3 Dizzy as well with the right click. My right click doesn't do that. Queen Bay with the Sheriff. Looking to fight back in, but it's actually Juniper. Things are even in a 2v2 now. The better weapons are slightly in favor of Evictix. K unable to get the plant down and get out. Juniper with 4 on the round. And that's the 13-0 dodge from the side of Evictix. Able to stay alive, at least for a little bit into this map.
Was that important?
Finally getting one on the board. Got a bit scary there. That Nano Swarm lineup from Dizzy getting the kill to the 20 HP Omen. Bit scary there, not having those smokes to the retake. But yeah, finally able to get one on the board. A little bit, I don't know if I'd say confidence booster at 12-1, but at least you're getting something. You're not getting totally blown out of the water. But it's going to be a buy-up from some of these players, from SAD, trying to close it out as quick as possible. Some sheriffs, some armor, a guardian for one of them. And look at
And
this.
that's the thing with this Marshall buy from Queen Bay. I mean, stay with the
what?
Guardian. Random headshot through the smoke. And look at that K pushing up behind, but Gogo has the read, as we should get into an even 4v4 post plant.
The amount of smoke kills are just, it's just been ridiculous. A quick retake though, dash onto switch, flash comes out, Queen Bay, sheriff in hands.
But it's stay with the Guardian, getting one and able to heal off it, but unable to get out. Astralis now recovers that, gets the first, gets the second, unable to tame the spray and get the third as it's Gogo to close out the round. Evictix get out of a dangerous one, carrying over a Vandal as well.
These rounds are so down to the wire. I feel like these rounds should not be this close. A body shot would have won it for Astralis. But Gogo managed to pull it through, and now that buy that Sadfrost kind of forced into, kind of coming back to bite them here. Some Vandals, no armor. It looks like they're actually just going to refrain from buying. It's just going to be Dizzy and K committing here. I'm interested to see what they actually all went with. Coinbase just tucking into wine. That knife stalls out, so they couldn't push through. And I don't think they're aware of it.
Queen Bay gets the first, gets the second as well, and finally taken down, but that plays in Katrina, and the rest of Evictix are here to support all four players that are still alive in that A main position. 3 Dizzy left alone now in a 1v4.
And while it is currently 12-2, oh, Dizzy gets one. Katrina on low HP as well. The solo swing from Juniper, this is doable.
And opening into the round, Gogo with the jump spot and now backing up, playing this as a 2v1. 3 Dizzy needs the 1v4, needs the rest of these two players if they want to close the game out right here. Another Nano Swarm should spot out Gogo's position, and now 3 Dizzy should have seen the flash or the shot from Wine. Should know where both these players are. Gogo with the wide reposition. And 3 Dizzy just kneels a nerves of steel. A beautiful wide swing, but Gogo once again, the last member from Evictix to close things out. And that's 3 on the board. They keep fighting back.
Yeah, another round that goes down to the wire. And overall, the macro strategy from SAD wasn't, they just weren't very prepared for that A main pinch. And if they're going to continue to just kind of run in on this attack side and allow Evictus to set up for some of these trap plays with these KO flashes from Katrina, then it is going to be a lot of work. It's going to have to be perfection, but it is going to be doable. And now those 3 kills coming up huge for Dizzy, able to get the Killjoy ultimate down, and Juniper gets shot through the smoke trying to escape the site. It's going to be no Cypher trips to play on, and that's going to be site gained for Sad Frost. 5v4 in the post plant.
Yeah, Sad Frost finally getting their full rifles on the board. And with that lockdown as well, getting sight for free. Stay, though, doing it themselves. 4 kills on the round. Sad Frost will close things out 13-3.
I just had to say that there was a possibility for Evictus to actually win, and instantly Sad Frost closed it out. And I mean, a dominant performance by Sad Frost, an insane play out of both. I mean, Stay and Astralis going off that round, both the duelists picking up a lot of that slack and carrying them over the line. And I believe I misspoke earlier when I was saying that Sad Frost already qualified for playoffs. With this 13-3 win over Evictix, they have actually clinched their playoff spot. So they're going to be one of those teams to look out for in the next weeks of playoffs.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what we expected coming into this match. Sad Frost were the favorites by far. So I don't know if I was expecting a 13-3 with a 12-0 first half, but I mean, with the performance from Astralis and Stay on those two duelists, like you mentioned, I mean, you have to be pretty confident if you want to play the Reyna. We saw both teams opt into it, but one of them clearly had it a bit more, let's say, a bit more mastery with the agent and a bit more synergy with the rest of their team. So that was a great game, though, but do not go anywhere. We still have a lot more Valorant to be played here today.
I believe after this, we do have Aeronites up against Elation Vortex right after this. So make sure to stick around for that. And then as well, make sure to stick around for that Aviga headset giveaway from Avid Products. Once again, if you're wanting to participate in the giveaway, all you have to do, go over to Avid Products on Twitter, Tenax Tourneys and Tenax GGs. Give us all a follow and then stay around. Make sure you're active in chat at the end of the stream, and you can be entered to win one of those headsets. Who doesn't like free stuff? So make sure you stick around for that. But yeah, some exciting matchups to look forward to. We're going to send it to a quick break, and we will be right back with some more exciting Valorant.
So you know love them, got money so long. All of these hoes, yeah, they think I be handsome, but I don't want what they want. When I pull up, yeah, my chain to be flashing. You might go blind at the watch. And you know me when I hit it, I'm flexing. Fuck on that bitch in my cross. She say I'm so sexy. I say yes, I know. I'ma sit for like Kanye. Nobody tell me no. I'ma roll dog like Roy. I don't need ice or weed. I'm the red line on Nessie. I'm the go on my scene. I don't wanna slow dance, bitch, my seat, no rest for the mind. I got that liquid courage, drink too much and approach my time. Trusting that million doja, pretty my drugs, I can see the light. One of my eyes say talking, yeah, that bitch just be one night. All of my diamonds dancing, play free tag, and die so cold. Why do y'all buy my sound, y'all suck too much, y'all sound like phones. Be your bitch, be backseats, focus so good that the bitch go more. Be your bitch, be taxi, do what I want, broke boy, get trolls. I don't wanna slow dance, bitch, my seat, no rest for the mind. That liquid courage, drink too much and approach my time. Trusting that million doja, pretty my drugs, I can see the lights. One of my eyes say talking, yeah, that bitch just give me one night.
Sometimes I ask myself why I just keep going. I've been gone for years. There is a rest for my soul in the wicked world, always watching over my shoulder, hoping that the demons will take me over. Blaming in agony, truth is that back on the road, back on the same thing. What would you do if my name changed? How would you feel if I died here? Baby, I promise I'm okay. Back on the road, back on the same thing. What would you do if my name changed? How would you feel if I died here? Baby, I promise I'm okay. I'm lying down with everything I hold inside. Who am I? If I told you I was good, you know I lied. I fucking hate it here. Why is it always like this? These drugs make me feel like a whole different person. I'm fucking locked down, my heart hurts, but I could never die. You were all that I had, I pray to God, I wonder why. If I could take back one instance, I know what I would do. It'd be the last time you saw me, you broke my heart in two. I'm back on the road, back on the same thing. What would you do if my name changed? How would you feel if I died here? Baby, I promise I'm okay. Back on the road, back on the same thing. What would you do if my name changed? How would you feel if I died here? Baby, I promise I'm okay. Fucking locked down, my heart hurts, but I could never die. You were all that I had, I pray to God, I wonder why. If I could take back one instance, I know what I would do. It'd be the last time you saw me, you broke my heart in two.
Pray to God, hate no one, even I got my flaws, all alone. Just the memories, I was alone. We all made mistakes, forgave them for what they done. There was this butterfly that I saw, a path of hope. I came back better than before. For them, I make my light glow. In the end, the light always shows. I was down for a second, been through things, never forget it. I took a trip and I flew to heaven. True colors, I saw the intentions. I know the night, even through the deceptions. I know that we're just young and reckless. I know I was alone. Butterfly of hope.
I've been going through it all alone. Well, you know about this, keep a smile up on my face, living in my own world, I'ma say it all again, ain't nobody gonna save ya. I've been going through it all alone. Well, you know about this, keep a smile up on my face, living in my own world, I'ma say it all again, ain't nobody gonna save ya. Do you believe in foresight or your destiny? Will it ever work out like it's meant to be? Only see the outside, not the rest of me. I take everything I feel and let it bury. I let it rain hell. Catch me dancing in the fire, watch the ground swell. Everybody full of issues that they don't tell. I'll keep it in until I go and let my pen spill. Let it bleed out and then I exhale. Feeling like I'm gonna spill it all, so I take my time. When I'm dying on the inside, I just say I'm fine. I take everything I vision, trying to make that mine. She say she like my shine, yeah, I'ma make that climb. I've been feeling kinda empty when she crossed my mind. Stargazing in the night, like tell me what's your sign. Stargazing in the night, like tell me what's your sign. Yeah, tell me what's your sign, oh yeah. Paranoid mess, yeah, I might be. All these big dreams, they excite me. I don't really care if you don't like me. No, I don't really care if you don't like me. Paranoid mess, yeah, I might be. All these big dreams, they excite me. I don't really care if you don't like me. No, I don't really care if you don't been going through it all alone. What you know about this? Keep a smile up on my face. And I wanna be the best at loving you, but holding on this rope is a thread that's gonna break soon. I hate myself some days. I just wanna open up and pray. I just wanna tell myself one day that I'll be okay, that I'll see you there, yeah. Wish you could've done more, knowing that you're not there. Always trying to be strong, losing my purpose. Losing you hurts more, driving through nervous, feeling like a burden, yeah. Even when the days feel long, I think of you. Doesn't feel real, I needed you. With all the time I had, I could've been there. I could've talked more, I could've done more. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. I know you're always hurting, mama, you were sick. You're in a better place now, man, I wasn't ready. Pushing through problems, man, I wasn't sure. Driving you away when I needed you the most, yeah. You were always there, listen to my feelings. I couldn't be here for the ones who knew me, but it won't never be enough for the change you made, for the pain you felt. Late at night I'm hurting, but I can't be certain. Stress has a purpose, I'm not worth it. Maybe I'm learning for the third time. Worried that you leave now, I got a lot to say. Tell me that I'm not another burden. Tell me that I won't feel it burning. Maybe it was time to go, save a spot for you in the picture. I don't think that I'll get past this. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah, yeah. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. I feel it. To comfort me in the worst time, let it all out on the weekends. Every day I lay in guilt. trusted you with everything I didn't wanna start. A kind that only let me fall and hide on my heart. Now let me be, I wasted all my time on your chart. I tried so hard to be the one, we're living apart. Couldn't leave all the thoughts I keep inside. Couldn't beat them, I just leave them next to you. I don't wanna think about them, so I'm sitting here laughing, smashing all these empty thoughts inside my brain. I couldn't be more better than this, I wish it didn't haunt me, man. I just wanna know you're there. I'm putting up my defense, because I'm right on the edge. And I'm not indestructible, I'm not indestructible. My heart is under repair, as if you even would care. That I'm not indestructible, I'm not indestructible. Like sometimes I wonder if I could have been the one. Maybe that was just a dream. Could have fixed my self-esteem. Every night I told you I could never give up. I wasted so much time overthinking what I could have done. Lately I don't know anymore. Maybe I just wanna be okay. Be okay, let me be. So much I have lost in the north. I just wanna make you feel me now. 100,000 meters deep and I don't feel a thing. Maybe I should feel a pain deep inside my inner brain. Almost every time I had to make it different. I don't even know the truth anymore. I just wanna feel different. I don't wanna know. Oh, I just wanna know. I just wanna go. Everything's not the same, yeah. I just wanna go back home. I just wanna know you're there. I'm putting up my defense, because I'm right on the edge. And I'm not thought a friendship was gonna last. I've always
Excuse me. Sorry, I had to take a nice, refreshing sip of water. Thanks to our good old friends Bells and Layla. But welcome back to the Tenax series week 5. Excited to jump back into this. We just got back from an exciting matchup of Sad versus Evictix, ending in a Sad Frost win 13-3. And yeah, a great matchup. But now we're going to be getting ready to go into our next matchup of the night. But before that, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to all the lovely people helping make this production possible over at LF8, Skylar M Music, Goes to Academy, as well as Avid Products. Speaking of Avid Products, there's actually currently a giveaway going on.
Yo, is there a headset we can get? Because, like, I
So
only got
we'll
these
have to see.
earbuds.
If you want to participate in the giveaway, make sure to stick around until the end of the stream and just stay active in chats, as well as going ahead and going over to the Avid Products Twitter page, as well as the 10x Tourneys and 10x GG Twitter pages. Give us a follow over there, and then we will be doing that draw at the end of the night. But I'm so excited to get into this matchup. It's going to be Aeronite versus Elation Vortex. It's going to be a banger, Banana.
I think we have a great match here ahead of us, but as we take a look at some of our key players going into this matchup, of course, we have Gia on the Elation Vortex side and Fallacy Cat, both of the Sova players, two players that should have an important head-to-head, especially on a map like Ascent, where it's the Sova role is so important.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think, as we were talking about last match of, we saw that no Sova comp. We saw this solo KO from the side of Evictix, and we saw the negative drawbacks that you face when not running that character. And for Gia specifically, she has one of the lowest first death rates of any player in the 10x series. I think only having 5 first deaths out of over 130 rounds over the entire 10x series. So a really standout player to look out for today. And on the other side of Fallacy Cat, and it maybe not as heavy on the assist side, but an insane fragger at that 1.1 KD and a 250 ACS for a support player is crazy. Those are the type of stats you want to be seeing as a support player, especially if you're one of those aggro teams that loves to fight pretty aggressively.
Yeah, oftentimes you'll see the Sova playing in those back lines, being set up for those clutches, which is why we see players like Gia having such a low first death rate, because they're playing to support their team with that, lining up that Sova dart from the back lines, really trying to support their team in the early rounds. And then as the round evolves, as we get into those late rounds, that's where the Sovas are really supposed to come alive with. We've seen Gia have some insane 1vx clutches. We've seen Fallacy Cat have some insane plays as well, really heavy in the fragging department, especially for a Sova. So both players that I'm looking towards to have standout performances going into this one.
Yeah, I know Fallacy can be dirty with the deagle, so I'll have to see if they can do anything this match. But I believe we are going to be heading over to Ascent for this matchup. At the back-to-back, you always have to love it, but I don't think we'll be seeing standard comps once again, getting something spicy for both of these matchups tonight. So pretty exciting. We're not going into agent select quite yet, but historically, I believe that Elation Vortex does like to pivot away from that standard comp and move towards that double Cinti. They have been running the Vice as well as the Cypher, which isn't something that when thinking about combos together, you typically may think about Cypher Deadlock or Killjoy Vice as combos, but instead they're kind of mix and matching. So I'll be really interested to see the ideas they bring, especially with Vice being so new and not a lot of experience.
I like the Vice pick, I think, a bit more than the Deadlock pick just because one thing that you're kind of missing out on from that deadlock win compared to the other agent that would typically be in there, which is KO, is that flash and info. So you have that's two pieces of utility that, well, two pieces in one that a typical deadlock comp would not have. And I think that's one of the reasons why we, as we kind of mentioned a bit earlier in the cast, about how teams can kind of struggle with that deadlock comp, even though it is like a double senti. And I think one of the reasons is just the info gap that an agent like KO kind of fills. Because even though it isn't that perfect information, it does still tell you that there's players in a certain part of a map, and it does allow you to stall out a hit. So I think the Vise almost slots into that role better than Deadlock.
Yeah, and it is interesting to see it because with that pivot towards the double Sentinel comps, while it does like favor heavily on that defense side, what it really does is boost your attack side win rate by being able to get into those post plants and have stall utility. That's a lot of what I think we will be seeing. Maybe not out of the Vise Flash necessarily, but you have two of the Razor Vines, you have the wall as well, you have the ultimate. So there's tons of utility to help stall that retake, to help you contain and hold the sites once you're in that post plant. I think there's some sneaky lineups that you can do, especially with the Razor Vines. So we'll have to see how that plays into it. But I think we are seeing a bit of player difficulty currently trying to get into the lobby. So we are going to send it to a quick break, but we will be right back. So make sure not to go anywhere.
And yeah, I miss a couple friends and it still stings. Oh damn, how I wish I didn't feel things. No, I don't wanna wake up now, I just wanna keep on dreaming. Yeah, no, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna face my demons. Yeah, no, I don't wanna wake up now, voices in my head keep screaming. Yeah, no, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna keep on bleeding. Yeah, no, I don't wanna wake up now, I just wanna keep on dreaming. Yeah, no, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna face my demons. Yeah, no, I don't wanna wake up now, voices in my head keep screaming. Yeah, no, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna keep on bleeding. Yeah, connecting all the pieces of the puzzle, balancing the music, haven't slept in like a couple. Got a part-time job, but it's like I'm working double. When I gotta keep on going, but it's feeling like a struggle. It's like fuck stars, now I can't syllables. I go from a melody, then throw it back to lyrical. This is all that hard work, this is not a miracle. Now I got my hunger hitting levels that are critical. And it's in that time when the sun goes down and the darkness falls and the moon shines bright. It's when I take my leap off the edge and I close my eyes and my mind takes flight. It's when I'm deep in my thoughts and I lay there wishing I could somehow turn back time. I gotta tell myself it'll be alright now. No, I don't wanna wake up now, I just wanna keep on dreaming. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna face my demons. No, I don't wanna wake up now, voices in my head keep screaming. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna keep on bleeding. No, I don't wanna wake up now, I just wanna keep on dreaming. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna face my demons. No, I don't wanna wake up now, voices in my head keep screaming. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna keep on bleeding. 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 like to talk, I just wanna wait and see. You won't see me when I'm gone. Tell 'em CUNT. Fuck everybody else. I'm a one-man team, I just wanna disappear since I'm never really here. I'm a clown. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, I don't wanna lose myself again, doing things I don't wanna do with you. And I wanna be the best at loving you, but holding on this rope is a thread that's gonna break soon. I hate myself some days, I just wanna open up and pray. I just wanna tell myself one day that I'll be okay, that I'll see you there, yeah. Wish you could've done more, knowing that you're not there. Always trying to be strong, losing my purpose. Losing you hurts more, driving through nervous, feeling like a burden, yeah. Even when the days feel long, I think of you. Doesn't feel real, I needed you. With all the time I had, I could've been there. I could've talked more, I could've done more. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. I know you're always hurting, mama, you were sick. You're in a better place now, man, I wasn't ready. Pushing through problems, man, I wasn't sure. Driving you away when I needed you the most, yeah. You were always there, listen to my feelings. I couldn't be here for the ones who knew me, but it won't never be enough for the change you made, for the pain you felt. Late at night I'm hurting, but I can't be certain. Stress has a purpose, I'm not worth it. Maybe I'm learning for the third time. Worried that you leave now, I got a lot to say. Tell me that I'm not another burden, tell me that I won't feel it burning. Maybe it was time to go, save a spot for you in the picture. I don't think that I'll get past this, yeah. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. I feel it sinking through. I don't wanna let you down. All I see is darker days. I feel so much right now. I thought about it like I didn't know it would work. I wish I could have been the better one you deserved. I wish I could have left myself back in reserved. 100 times I couldn't trust, I know that it hurts. I didn't wanna face anything that I can't control. I just wanna go back home and live my old self. Should've spent more time on you. Didn't wanna lie to you. Could've stayed, all you did was drag me down. Could've be the one for you. Let my feelings go, for the best I need your touch and warmth when I feel so cold. When I need someone to comfort me in the worst time, let it all out on the weekends. Every day I lay in guilt.
And we're back. Got out the, technical issues all sorted out. Got all the players entering into the lobby. So we should be set up for a good one here. Zero, what do you think going into this matchup?
It's going to be a competitive series, to be honest. And as the only team to actually make the GC main event, I think we are going to be looking at Elation Vortex as the heavy favorites. for this matchup, but that doesn't mean Air Knight is out at all. We've seen how competitive some of these teams can be, how big of shooters some of these players can be. So it should be a pretty competitive one. We are going to be heading over to Ascent. If you are just joining us, we currently are going to be watching Air Knight GC going up against Elation Vortex before we went over to the break, but should be, I think we're getting into maps pretty soon, but it's going to be a pretty good matchup. I think we're going to go into Agent Select right now to see what comps we're going into. We were talking about the Vice and Cypher, so we'll have to see if that ends up actually coming out.
And it looks like they're already hovering it, so most likely going to be more of what we've seen. Instantly, though, the Phoenix being picked into this one from that
Ooh.
Air Knight side with no Phoenix buffs yet on this one. So an interesting decision. I wonder if the teams know that we're still on Old Phoenix.
I was about to say surely, but I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. And we do see the Cypher Vice comp come out from Elation Vortex, so I'm super excited to see how that's going to play out, as we haven't really, I think this is the first Vice on broadcast for the Tenax series, so exciting to see that. And looking at Air Knight, they do have that Phoenix, which hasn't been buffed yet, but the Astra has been buffed, and that plays in super well, in my opinion, with the Phoenix. The concusses to help you scale a bit quicker as Phoenix and not be at as much risk while scaling, as well as having to suck. And we're actually going to see a no Sentinel comp coming out with the KO and the Sova. What are your thoughts on that, Banana? Because that's something we definitely don't see very often.
I really like the Astra pick. I think it's something that we've seen a lot in the old meta. And coming into this one, I like you mentioned, there's a lot of good utility that can be used with the utility combos as well. Gravwells, Nebulas that can be popped that allows an agent like Phoenix with no movement utility from that duelist position to be used, and can allow them to actually take that space. And unfortunately, though, with no buffs on the Phoenix, I think it is a bit of a questionable pick. But you still have the double initiator, so there is still plenty of supportive utility that can be thrown at these duelists in order to help them take the site.
Yeah, and they will be Air Knight will be starting, on the attack side, which with the double duelist and double initiator, you think puts them in a much more favorable spot to actually get up on the attack side. Ascent, typically a more defense favored map, but we'll have to see if Elation Vortex decide to kind of reclear. And yeah, instantly we see that B main push, but we're seeing going into a quick sight hit. Celeste gets the opening kill, and Scenari, in disgusting manners, able to get two, leaving it into a 3v2 on the site. Bomb down.
Fallacy though, with those shock darts, gets one, gets two, gets the Cypher as well. Wire dashes in, but it's actually Hung Woo from up top, jumps down, gets two with the classic Elation Vortex, able to get that pistol. A great retake from them, but a bit of a chaotic round from both these teams.
Yeah, the quick dash up Cat just quickly getting into short and taking up all that space. And I think that kind of lends into that double duelist comp. Fallacy Cat on 5 ult pips already in the first round. I mean, that's disgusting work. That's going to be a huge ultimate looking into the third and maybe fourth rounds to help convert. We are going to see the double outlaw buy coming out from Elation, which is going to be interesting. This deep Vise wall. I love this usage of the Vise wall. It is going to be baited out by the jump peak, but being able to use that Vise wall to put it deeper into these B main spots or A main and actually have deep map control rather than just using it as a choke point holder, I think that's where you're really going to be seeing the value come out from the Vice pick.
Wire, though, on that Outlaw. 4 already. No bullets left. Has to reload. Unable to get the kill is not Apoth. Takes 1 down, but Elation Vortex off to a great start. Easily cleaning up that anti-eco. Carrying almost full guns over into the next one. That double Outlaw does survive into the bonus. So in a great spot, looking to convert this bonus round.
Yeah, it was just 4 players casually peeking into the Outlaw. And I think we're going to be seeing a quick shark play. The Arc Rose is going to come out on top with the dash as well. The dart from Sonari. But no one's there to be capitalized on. And it's just a quick B rush from Aeronite.
And with no one home on the B site, they're easily able to take it. But that Hunter's Fury that we mentioned earlier farmed up, but nothing connected so far. Maybe 1 tag. Fallacy, though, still in this B main position. And a beautiful spam through the wall onto Market. That's not something you see every day. Allows the rest of these players on the attack side to be played in Cass. But it's actually Fallacy. Such a menace with that Odin through every wall. A beautiful paranoia allows a kill onto Apoth, but yet again it's Fallacy with that Odin. Such a thorn in the side of for Elation Vortex. Not much that you can even do to counterplay that.
No. The Hunter's Fury tagged on to Celeste, bringing them down low, just the spam through the smoke, and then I think Fallacy just got that kill onto Wire off like the minimap ping. It just showed up because Cass was peeking them, and it just was a free round cleanup, and it's gonna be a quick take into this B main. Sova darts exchanged. Odin on both sides, but not able to actually capitalize on anything. Sonari's pushed off the angle.
And a Sova
They win that
spam
one
battle.
spray anyways.
Fallacy finally getting taken down with that Odin. The constant thorn on their side, but Wire off the back of the Arc Rose gets 2.
Oh my.
A beautiful swing there. Evie is able to trade it out with the Spectre, but Aeronite GC not in a great spot in this round, and the Razor Vine as well to slow down this push on the Cat. And we've seen a lot of the Vise value so far with the Arc Roses, with those Razor Vines. But smoked off now is Celeste, as they are still able to move through this.
Yeah, those Razor Vines separated these Aeronite players. Now Dyer faces the one way, gets punished.
And yeah, like I mentioned a bit, we did see a ton of the value that this Vise is providing. We saw it a bit earlier with that Arc Rose that was able to be popped and then recalled again. I think that's another thing that has not been talked about a lot, is the fact that you can get that flash back and use it almost like a Gecko Flash and a Sky Flash combined.
Yeah, and it's only on a 20-second cooldown as well, which makes it the refresh time so much quicker than a lot of pieces of other informational utility that you might traditionally think of. Aeronite, though, put down onto a lower buy. Deagles in hand. Apoth not clearing the correct corner. Wire capitalizes on the punish. And now that's the Jet down.
But
Wire
Evie
is a little aggressive.
able to take out the overstepping Wire. Celeste gets 1, but with a 3v3 and a weapon recovered, you still have the Cosmic Divide online as well. So there's a ton of opportunities for Aeronite to win out this round. 2 Vandals now on the board, and Evie caught asleep at the wheel. Hyung gets a pick and gets a couple shots and gets out, but in a 3v3 there's plenty of threat. Elation Vortex not out of this one yet.
Stars coming down. Nebula's finally popped. The site is going to be that of Air Knights, but they have to get through these tripwires first. Spam comes through off the trip, but no damage is found except onto Sonari. 20 HP. Bomb is going to be planted. It's going to be 3v3.
And there's the
and that
Cosmic
Astral
Divide.
Divide is going to be so much to deal with, but a quick flood.
That's a tough thing to deal with. Swinging off the back of no info. A beautiful Gravwell allows Fallacy to get both. Left alone now. Onto Scenario with that Odin in hand. A beautiful Nebula to come out and stun them. Eevee able to get the kill off the back of that. But Air Knight played that really well. It did take a bit of overstepping there. As we see on the replay, Wire caught in no man's land. Celeste tried to play off the back of that, but once those two rifles were recovered, Air Knight was easily able to swing that eco back in their favor.
Yeah, great play. When they were in that 3v3 position, the Astral, or the Gravity Well, excuse me, from Dire to stop that flood was phenomenal. And now they are back on to a rifle v rifle buy rounds, and there is no one home over on this A site, not wanting to deal with that null commands. It's actually going to be Cypher here playing off the Vi's setup.
The Sheath actually blocks out their path, so only the Jet can get in, and this allows for those rotates to come in as things are now left into a 1v1. Cass, only player left alive. We see that hot hands, able to get the heal off. Scenario though, with that drone, tagging out Cass. The Phoenix Wall to try and bait across. Dry swing through, but it's Scenario to get the kill with the Bulldog. Elation Vortex somehow swinging that round back in their favor. I mean, things were so chaotic. We just saw Christmas lights in the kill feed as kills were traded back and forth, and it was Elation Vortex to win out in the 1v1.
Yeah, once that shear went down, it was just pure pandemonium. And they had the anti-KO ult setup ready. The Cypher playing over towards A with the Vi setup, and the Vi's playing towards B with the Cypher setup. A great read from Elation Vortex, and now they're going to be on a great buy again. But more importantly, it's going to be 5 ultimates online. That's going to be the tailwind popped early from Apoth. And look at this
a beautiful combo. Razor Wire with the Hunter's Fury. Able to net Celeste a kill, but the rest of these Air Knight players fragging off the back of that. Do they expect Young Woo here? No, they don't. As Dire able to get the trade. Scenario left again into a 1v2. Cass does spot him out, but wisely deciding to back off and play this with their team.
Not wanting to give any free picks to Scenario, who does have the Hunter's Fury still available. Shark Dart, Cass pinged out. A little jiggle. They have the wall as well. Hunter's Fury gonna be popped.
Fury popped from a safe spot, but no connection. Dire dodges out of the way, and in this 1v2, this is tough. Cass just playing with them. The beautiful jump spot, and that Astra utility is still online. Scenario, unless you can make a heroic play, I don't know if you can win this. Gets the 2 kills, but as that spike ticks down, Air Knight get a 3rd onto the board.
It was close there. Getting that Shock Dart kill onto Dire, but not able to close out the round. Not enough time. And that was an expensive round for the side of Air Knight, but they'll take it at the end of the day. Able to put 1 on the board. And now Wire is going to be the only one with a rifle into this round. 2 of those ultimates were committed. That Hunter's Fury at the last moment. And now we're seeing a heavy group up towards A. Once again, KO over towards mid. And I like this bit of a setup. They're just trying to farm these orbs. They have this flash dash play.
Eevee, though, off the back of it with that Phantom, able to get 3, and that should be the round closed out now in this 4v2. However, You still have that Steel Garden in the hands of Celeste. And with these rifles recovered,
Spike planted.
could be a chance. Neural Theft is online. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to invest their ults, though, from this disadvantageous post-plant position.
If they can get one, pop the neural theft.
Enemy remaining.
See where all these players are, maybe, but no. Gonna be a quick shutdown. Odin spray, as well as Evie picking up the 4K. That's gonna be the null command back online.
I mean, almost instantaneously. Like, we saw it invested, what, 2 rounds ago? And already off the back of that 4K, it's on the board again. So, Air Knight really able to continue the snowball if they can get a bit more ult. Oftentimes, with the Phoenix in the lineup, you want to see, you know, the ult orbs being funneled to them. But if Eevee is going to be frying like this, I mean, why not just keep the null command online and really force the, you know, Elation Vortex to play around that.
And they have a similar setup to how they were playing it before with the anti-KO setup. Just once again, trying to pull those rotates, condition them from the last time whenever they just popped over towards the A site. But that's all fake news. Grouping up, going towards A. Null command popped. Wire shuts down the entry though and swings into
Playing ahead
main.
of it. And there's 3 players here from Elation Vortex ready to receive.
Player standing.
As that null command gets popped, no utility necessary as they're opting to just take the dry gunfights. Celeste, though, gives Eevee yet another kill. Continuing to fry in this game. But with 3 players left and a high-low, how can they get out of this? A headshot! That's 4! The 5th not able to be killed as Saneri with the Odin takes them down. Elation Vortex get out by the skin of their teeth.
What am I watching from Eevee? I mean, it's disgusting work. The amount of 4Ks in only 9 rounds is 14 and 7 on KO. That's just, I mean, that's doing numbers. And now halfway to that null command once again, probably going to get 3 just on this single half. But the buy is not looking as well as they would have liked. Apoth pinged out. No damage is actually converted over though. Cypher cam is broken. It looks like they're going to be working over towards A. Cass
Fallacy,
now inserted.
the beautiful shock dart to cancel out the drone almost as soon as it was popped. And that's just what we mentioned earlier on the desk, that Sova 1v1. Both of these players with such incredible game IQ, but the hit comes into that A site. Celeste trying to anchor the backside. A beautiful blind from the Omen allows 3 kills to be netted from Elation Vortex now. Aeronite down to 2 players. Cass, though, able to wiggle their way onto site from this gen position. Wire in the backside, but in a 1v3, not much that they can do. Elation Vortex extend their lead to 2.
Yeah, and that nebula that came out from Dire, it actually look at the positioning of it in that clip. You saw it was extended just a little bit, and Celeste was able to play inside of it, not giving out info, as well as that paranoia, just able to swing out, get one, stall, and then Wire just comes and cleans up even on 14 HP. Believe we are having a little bit of a tech pause, so hopefully it's not going too far, or it won't go too long. We'll let you know as soon as we have an update for what the cause of the issue is. But, I mean, currently, this is a great matchup that we're seeing. 6-4 for the defenders, and while it is a double duelist comp, there's still a lot of map left to be played for Air Knight to come back into this.
One sort of issue I have with the way Air Knight is playing so far is they have a Phoenix, but they're not prioritizing the ult orbs to be fed to Cass. And obviously, I mean, when you have Eevee frying the way that they are, why not just feed it to the ult orb to them, keep that null command online? But I mean, you have the Phoenix that's only, the run it back is only a 6 orb ult. And typically you'll see, the priority is to get the Phoenix that ult online and just keep the run it back constantly. I mean, that's the whole kind of backbone of the 9 lives comp that teams like, Talon actually do run on Ascent. And we see kind of flavorings of that with the KO Phoenix, right? I mean, you have ults that are constantly coming online. I think you would want to see the Phoenix get the run it back a bit more.
Yeah, it's a great entry tool. And we have seen them farm the orbs a couple of rounds, but it's not built into their consistent default. A lot of what Aeronite is doing early is they're getting control of a place of the map and then just leaving and just quick bursting into another. Speaking of quick bursting, a quick burst up into markets. That Phoenix ult that we've been talking about so much finally popped. And now all this pressure on Sonari. Yeah.
The Steel Garden is popped, and that's only these weaker weapons. Aurelia off the back of it, able to get 2, but Cass left alone now in the 1v3. Celeste closing things out. Elation Vortex get to 7.
Last round before the switch.
And what an ultimate from Celeste. That Steel Garden just shut down the push from Aeronite almost instantly. They just couldn't do anything to get past the one-way. The Cypher in B main with the Odin spraying backside with the amount of util. It was just too much to deal with. And now it's going to be the last round of the half. Aeronite looking to get up to 5. Now, once again, just a quick take into B main, and it's going to be a side exec.
Aurelia full blinded. 2 beautiful headshots there. But Eevee, 2 headshots of their own, able to even things out now. And with this Cosmic Divide and Null Command, this will be so tough for Elation Vortex to fight back in. Dire, he's just saved by the ultimate being popped there. Celeste unable to find a good timing.
And look at this setup. We see the exact same stars being put outside of this Cosmic Divide. The Concuss on one side, the Gravity Well on the other. It's so much util to try to get through. We are going to see the dash come from Wire. The Razor Vines as well.
Razor Vine into backside, so they can't even move. They're trapped in their positions. Eevee, everything is on their back. 3 kills already in the round. That's 4. But the bomb is just being stuck. Celeste, Nerves of Steel, unable to get the ace is Eevee. The 3rd or 4th 4K in this game already, but it seems they're only coming in rounds that Aeronite is losing.
The 4K Demon is here, but not able to get the ace to win the round. And I think that might be one of my favorite uses of the Vice utility that we've seen this map. The Razor Vines to actually stall out the ability for those backside players to swing out and fight off of the Astra util was such great timing to set Wire up to come in, get those frags, and then stick the bomb to win out. And now 8-4 for Elation Vortex. Quick play from B main. Just for B main control.
Dart.
I like this.
To ping out those players, and Cass off the back of it gets the spam onto Scenari, but it seems they might be overstaying their welcome a tiny bit, but finally forced to back off. The reaggress, though, a beautiful timing taken. Cass onto low HP, but with their team there to support, they're going to continue to aggress, and that's what you want from this Phoenix comp. Things now.
If set plays like that are what we're gonna see throughout this map, we're gonna be in for an exciting one. Yeah, the Phoenix flash out, but Celeste. What is that?
Oh my goodness. Celeste, 3 beautiful kills there, trapped into that bottom mid position, and this is where we see the Vise get a ton of value, able to set down that sheer in top mid and the arc rows behind that to let you know if there's any
30
players
seconds left.
in that position. Try to find the location of Dire. But in a 1v2 now, couple stars to play with, so this is doable. Aeronite need this pistol if they want to fight back into the round. Arc Rose pop, but gets no value. Dire inching forward. The Nebula to stun. Celeste is stunned, but a beautiful high-low. Not something you see in that position every day. Hyung is able to close out the round. Elation Vortex do convert the pistol.
And a devastating round to lose for Aeronite. Down 8-4 at the half. You need to be getting that pistol to get yourself online and rolling. Because if you allow Elation Vortex to get too much momentum into this half, the game's going to be over before you know it. I mean, they're already at 9 rounds. And I am going to want to see more set plays like that. They had the Phoenix Flash with the Nebula to get that B main control. Now the Pop Flash comes out. And it looks like there's a lot of work that Aeronite has actually put into this comp, drilling these plays, drilling these pop flashes.
I mean,
They
you
are
do have
farming
a
these
double
orbs.
flash. You do have a double flash comp, and like we mentioned on attack, I think I would have liked them. I would have liked to see them farm the orbs a bit more, but you can see that's clearly part of their game plan on defense. Already, though, on this eco round, being up numbers, cast 2 away from that run it back. A beautiful shot, able to get a tag onto one player, but Celeste will take them down. And Celeste just continuing to farm. Shot so crispy, so clean. And the Razor Vine to stall out any, quick push from CT. Do a little bit of chip damage.
Cypher Trapwire as well, put outside market, just in case the door gets broken. Just so much stall util from Elation, and Celeste
Already
gets
3
the
kills.
3K, hunting for the ace.
Unable to do it, runs out of bullets. Aurelia will clean things up, but Elation Vortex maybe starting to run away with this map. Aeronite need to convert this round if they want to stay in the map.
Yeah. And Aeronite, we've been talking up these set plays in the actual micro of the util that we've been seeing so far in this half. But already 2 rounds in, we've seen such aggression from Aeronite. If you're on the side of Elation Vortex, you should be looking to read into that aggression, see how they're playing these early rounds, and make an adjustment pretty quickly to play further back and let them play into them to have more of those mid-round reclears. But Celeste,
Steel Garden
with that
is
4K,
invested
yeah,
into
able
this
to get it up
bonus round,
super
but
early.
with everyone from the side of Aeronite just evacuating site, the sheath to block off the rest of their team. Fallacy can't play in off the back of that Phoenix Flash, and that allows for so much space to be taken. But
One enemy remaining.
Aurelia with that stinger, able to get one, and Wire cleans up off the back of that. Elation Vortex will convert the bonus.
I take back everything I said about Vi Cypher. The util that we're seeing here out of Celeste, I mean, it's just masterful. The sheer heaven to stop the retake or and isolate the Phoenix as Cass is swinging out with the flash. Fallacy not able to trade out, and then the constant Razor Vines to slow the retake from Tree. It's just so much to deal with. And it's going to be another quick hit. There's not a single player here on site. You only have Dire and Katrina in market.
I mean,
The sides
if
are
Celeste
theirs.
is
And
trying like this, though, I don't think it matters what agent you put them on. I mean, just shot so crispy, so clean. Elation Vortex yet again at an advantage. Wire just continuing to run things down because why not? But Dire at low HP. Celeste finally taken out of the round as things now will settle into a 1v3. But not Apoth. getting taken out by the trip. Aurelia will claim the kill, and that's now Elation Vortex on the match point.
Let's close up shop. I have things to do.
Yeah, and bringing up the point about Celeste, they're fragging so heavily right now on the Vise, which isn't an agent they normally play. It's normally Gia that plays the Vise, and Celeste is on the Sova on this map. And we've seen Celeste play so many different roles, whether it be the Yoru, whether it be the Initiator, whether it be the Flashes.
Out of my way.
They're such a flexible player, and no matter what role, we consistently see them perform. It's going to be another quick play. Wire gets the
over
headshot
the
onto
top,
Evie.
taking out one of the highest fraggers from that Air Knight side, but Dire and Apoth step up to match the call. This op finally getting some value. Now, Air Knight in a favorable position, and with the run it back popped, that's almost another player to be playing with, but Scenari takes down Cass as things now go into a 2v2. Aurelia pushing up with that Phantom, standing in the hot hands. Cass able to clean up 2 kills. Air Knight get a 5th.
This place is nice, but not nice enough to die.
A little bit of life
Win and get out of here.
into this game for Air Knight. Not quite out of it yet. And that op finally able to get it online. The 5th round of the half. It's going to be a huge tool
Oh, this is a nice spot.
for Air Knight to continue to hold down these mid lines, and they are going to post it up towards A as Elation Vortex just set up for a mid default cam to just get any info. But look at Cast, look at this aggression.
Celeste, though,
it's
beats the
punished.
timing. Able to punish that aggression from Cass, and it's something we've seen Air Knight do a lot on this defensive side. Evie able to take down Celeste, though. The smoke has a gap in it, and that allows for Air Knight to fight back in through spawn, and with bomb down and market too. Unless Hyung can pull out some magic, which it seems like they were able to get the first, gets the second as well, and that's the round now flipped back onto its head. Fallacy left alone on site, gets the tag onto the first with the Guardian, able to get some, but Aurelia will clean up Fallacy, and that's Elation Vortex winning this one 13-5.
And a great performance out of Elation. Even without their IGL present, they're able to pull it through, and in dominating fashion, I would say, bringing out Vise, an agent that we haven't seen yet in the Tenax series, and making great use of it, getting such insane value out of every piece of utility that they had. So props to them for such a beautiful match.
I mean, their game plan with the Vise was so good. We saw so many different uses of that agent and the utility. I mean, the Sheer and A main to get early info on defense. We saw the Razor Vines get a ton of value, especially in those some of those close quarters, like in Boathouse and B.
Yeah.
So there's just a ton of great uses for that agent, and I think I mentioned it a bit before the before we got into the match, but I almost like it to kind of slot into that role that Deadlock does, because it has a bit better value, I think, with that flash. I think it just slots into the comp a bit more, and we saw just great value from it.
Yeah, it gives a bit more flexibility than the Deadlock has, especially with the flash and the stall, rather than Deadlock being just heavier into that stall and control archetype. So definitely a great showing from Vice. I hope to see more as the tournament progresses, as we have 2 more matches just later tonight, and then a plethora of more tomorrow. But that is all for us currently. But make sure to stick around. We have another matchup right after this. I believe we'll be sitting it to a quick break. But before that, I just wanted to give another quick shout out and thank you to our wonderful sponsors, LF8, Skylar M Music, Gosu Academy, and Avid Products. And once again, if you're wanting to enter the Avid Products giveaway for an Aviga headset, make sure you stick around until the end of the stream, stay active in chat, and then go follow all the Tenax socials, Tenax Tourneys, and Tenax GG, and then as well as Avid Products to be entered for a chance to win the Aviga headset. So I know you need one, Old Brown Banana, so
I
you might have
definitely
to
do.
be doing that yourself, sticking with the Apple earbuds. But we'll be sending it to a quick break, and we'll be right back for that third match of the night. Don't go anywhere.
No, I don't wanna wake up now, I just wanna keep on dreaming, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna face my demons, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, voices in my head keep screaming, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna keep on bleeding, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, I just wanna keep on dreaming, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna face my demons, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, voices in my head keep screaming, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna keep on bleeding, yeah. Live life, get by, feel a little down, go get high. I feel I got the force like a Jedi, I'ma show you why I'm better than the next guy. I haven't got another option but to stay strong. This music shit just helps you get away from all the overthinking from the days gone. Cause I ain't got too many people I can count on. Keep to myself, yeah, I stay low key. Cause there's times where it feels like this shit ain't me. Hope affecting every angle, man, that's OCD. I ain't never gotta worry cause my soul stay free. Yeah, I'ma step it up and I'ma go and do my own thing. And if we talking about my line, man, it don't ring. And yeah, I miss a couple friends and it still stings. Oh damn, how I wish I didn't feel things. No, I don't wanna wake up now, I just wanna keep on dreaming, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna face my demons, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, voices in my head keep screaming, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna keep on bleeding, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, I just wanna keep on dreaming, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna face my demons, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, voices in my head keep screaming, yeah. No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna keep on bleeding, yeah. Connecting all the pieces of the puzzle, balancing the music, haven't slept in like a couple. Got a part-time job, but it's like I'm working double. When I gotta keep on going, but it's feeling like a struggle. It's like fuck stars, now I can't syllables. I go from a melody, then throw it back to lyrical. This is all that hard work, this is not a miracle. Now I got my hunger hitting levels that are critical. And it's in that time when the sun goes down and the darkness falls and the moon shines bright. It's when I take my leap off the edge and I close my eyes and my mind takes flight. It's when I'm deep in my thoughts and I lay there wishing I could somehow turn back time. I gotta tell myself it'll be alright now. No, I don't wanna wake up now, I just wanna keep on dreaming, No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna face my demons, No, I don't wanna wake up now, voices in my head keep screaming, No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna keep on bleeding, No, I don't wanna wake up now, I just wanna keep on dreaming, No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna face my demons, No, I don't wanna wake up now, voices in my head keep screaming, No, I don't wanna wake up now, cause I don't wanna keep on bleeding, Keep on bleeding, keep on bleeding, keep on bleeding, keep on bleeding. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. I don't wanna lose myself again, doing things I don't wanna do with you. And I wanna be the best at loving you, but holding on this rope is a thread that's gonna break soon. I hate myself some days, I just wanna open up and pray. I just wanna tell myself one day that I'll be okay, that I'll see you there, yeah. Wish you could've done more, knowing that you're not there. Always trying to be strong, losing my purpose. Losing you hurts more, driving through nervous, feeling like a burden, yeah. Even when the days feel long, I think of you. Doesn't feel real, I needed you. With all the time I had, I could've been there. I could've talked more, I could've done more. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. I know you're always hurting, mama, you were sick. You're in a better place now, man, I wasn't ready. Pushing through problems, man, I wasn't sure. Driving you away when I needed you the most, yeah. You were always there, listen to my feelings. I couldn't be here for the ones who knew me, but it won't never be enough for the change you made, for the pain you felt. Late at night I'm hurting, but I can't be certain. Stress has a purpose, I'm not worth it. Maybe I'm learning for the third time. Worried that you leave now, I got a lot to say. Tell me that I'm not another burden, tell me that I won't feel it burning. Maybe it was time to go, save a spot for you in the picture. I don't think that I'll get past this. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. Started on a low, I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go, yeah. I feel it sinking through. I don't wanna let you down. All I see is darker days. I feel so much right now. I thought about it like I didn't know it would work. I wish I could have been the better one you deserved. I wish I could have left myself back in reserved. 100 times I couldn't trust, I know that it hurts. I didn't wanna face anything that I can't control. I just wanna go back home and live my old self. Should've spent more time on you. Didn't wanna lie to you. Could've stayed, all you did was drag me down. Could've be the one for you. Let my feelings go for the best, I need your touch and warmth when I feel so cold. When I need someone to comfort me in the worst time. Let it all out on the weekends, every day I lay in guilt. Trusted you with everything, I didn't wanna start. I kinda only let me fall and hide on my heart. Now let me be, I wasted all my time on your chart. I tried so hard to be the one, we're living apart. Couldn't leave all the thoughts I keep inside. Couldn't beat them, I just leave them next to you. I don't wanna think about them, so I'm sitting here laughing. Man, smashing all these empty thoughts inside my brain. I couldn't be more better than this. I wish it didn't haunt me, man.
Welcome back to the week 5 of the Tenax series. It's your caster Xerofight, joined by OldBrownBanana. Excited to get into this one, but before that, just wanted to give a quick shout out to our wonderful sponsors who help make this production possible over at LF8, Gosu Academy, Skylar in Music, and of course Avid Products, who is currently running a giveaway. So if you want to participate in that, make sure to stick around to the end of the broadcast and stay active in chat, as well as going over and following Avid Products, Tenax Chichi, and Tenax Tourneys on Twitter to win yourself a headset. But getting into this next matchup, it's going to be an exciting one. It's going to be a VO Blossom going up against Skyline Dreamers. So I'm excited. I don't know about the map I'm excited about, but I'm excited about everything else.
Well, don't spoil it for everyone, but since you already leaked it, I guess we may or may not be going to a certain map. You know, default comps are pretty standard. You know, if you guys have watched Valorant, I think you may know what map I'm talking about. But what are you expecting to see from these two teams?
Honestly, at the beginning of the night, I would have said I expect default comps, just standard play. But after seeing 2 matches where we see not a single standard comp, I really don't know anymore, to be honest. I believe at least Skyline Dreamers typically likes to lean into the double duelist occasionally. And they have had a few player swap rounds since the GC Open qualifiers, excuse me. So I'll have to be watching out for them. And one of those players is actually Meeps for the side of Skyline Dreamers. And for the other side on VO Blossom, who's had a big turnaround since the beginning of the Tenax series, it's going to be Levia Cutie, a star player on that flash role. So we'll have to see. I think we have a stats page to actually look at each of their stats. And coming in late in the season for both of these players, I mean, some great stats to back themselves with.
Yeah, I mean, the first one that stands out is the first blood success on Levia Cutie. I mean, that's 70%. It's pretty good, especially from your flash player. So not taking the first engagement every single time, but when those fights are offered, I mean, winning them a majority of the time. And both these players coming from that support role, but still fragging out, I think could be huge in determining, you know, who ends up coming out on top of this series.
Yeah. And Meeps is seen more traditionally on that breach role. I don't believe we've seen them on the KO. I could be mistaken as far as on broadcast, but it'll be an interesting matchup to see how these KO head-to-heads go, or at least you'd think they'd be the KO head-to-heads. But for Levia Cutie, I also want to we're talking about the first deaths and first bloods. As an initiator player, especially as a more flash heavy initiator player, you are typically in those situations more than maybe like a Killjoy or a Sova, as you're typically being that second player in. So being able to consistently get those first kills alongside your duelist, Gia, is going to be an insane win condition, especially on that attack half. And then for the side of Meeps, maybe not having as much ACS, but the assists that Meeps have been putting out, excuse me, I cannot talk currently, but the amount of assists that they've been getting and setting their team up with has also been notable in its own right. So 2 great players, going to be watching out for them through this matchup. But as for the third map of Ascent tonight, Banana, what are you looking to see that we really haven't seen tonight so far? Because we haven't seen that traditional comp play out. We've seen a lot of, innovation last map with that Vise coming out from Celeste to show us a lot of new cool setups. We even saw the double duelist with the Phoenix and the KO, some great set plays on that defense side. Coming coming into this, what do you want to see to actually help it not be as much of a stomp necessarily? Because, I mean, last two maps, 13-3, 13-5.
Well, I think one thing we saw from both teams last map was at least a very solid game plan going into it. Now, the execution is a whole nother story, but what I am expecting from both of these teams is a bit more normal comps. Now, there is a part of me that hopes, we do get something a bit off meta, a bit wacky. It's always fun to see Ascent with non-mirror, non-standard comps. But if they either way, I think one thing that we do need to see from both of these sides is some of that fundamental play. That's what Ascent is known for. That's what kind of is the defining characteristic of it, is that it's so standard. Like, you have to have both sides playing fundamental Valorant in order to come out on top, and that's usually what determines who will win Ascent, is how well they can execute the fundamentals. Because like we've mentioned throughout the cast, it's a pretty standard map, so most of the time you're gonna know what the other team is doing. It's just about execution and who actually has the better micro plays, who has the better little adjustments, like 1-2 KO flash Sova dart. Like, it's all the little things, and that's where Ascent is in the details.
Yeah, most definitely. I 100% agree with you. And I think building off of that, especially on the attack side, we consistently see, especially in these tournaments with the Tenax series, a lot of these teams built with game changer players have a lot of more attacking favored sides when it comes to actually comparing the round differential. And I think a lot of that reasoning comes down to the fact that you have aggro players who like to play together, they like to push, and on the defense side, it maybe isn't as easy to have a set game plan as for what what adjustments may be and how to react to certain situations. So I think if VO Blossom is able to do that on the attack and properly disrupt the setup from Skyline Dreamers, I think they could get a pretty solid lead and set themselves up to take the map handedly.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. But as we should be getting ready to jump into this agent select here, I think we should have a pretty good matchup on our hands, but I'll just be interested to see what agents we end up seeing. So far, the theme of today has been non-standard Ascent matches. And already off the bat, Levy Acuity continuing on that flash roll. However, this time on that Yoru, which is not a standard pick that you would typically see.
Yeah, definitely not. But I do like it. We've seen the Yoru comp come out from a few of these teams so far in the Tenax series, with the Yoru ult with the triple duelist lock as well from VO Blossom. We got the Reyna being locked in, a little interesting. And I don't know what I'm watching here.
Clove?
We got triple duelist on one side, and then we got Clove as well. This is going to be a mad one. And on the other side, for Skyline Dreamers, I actually really like this comp. I think if you're playing the Cypher Deadlock comp, this is the way you should be playing it. A lot of teams favor that Jet just because comfortability. You have the op to be able to set yourself up and get those deep lines in mid to control space, or B main or A main, or however you may like it. But with the Yoru, you still have that op capability, but you also make up for the flashes that you lose from the typical KO that you're playing. So you have flashes, you have the entry, you have the get out of jail free card, and then you also have an extremely powerful ultimate with that dimensional drift to be able to clear out sight fully or combo with another piece of utility. So we'll have to see how Skyline Dreamers actually applies this comp, but what we're going to have to see even more is how VO Blossom approach Ascent with their triple duelist Clove no Sinti comp. They are going to be starting on this defense, and if I'm looking at it, it's going to have to be some aggro plays coming out.
I mean, VO Blossom are on some illicit substances currently. Like, I mean, how do you cook up a comp like that? The Clove, Reina Yoru Rays? I mean, this is something that even the sickest Valorant minds could not come up with, especially on a map like Ascent. But if they can have, some of the actual ideas and fundamentals built out into this comp, I think it could get a ton of value because there's a ton of things that, like, from the Skyline Dreamer side, I don't think you're expecting a comp like this. So you have nothing prepared for it. So if they are able to fully capitalize off of those ideas, then we could see them find success. I think VO Blossom, I mean, I can't even think of a util combo that you would use. Maybe the Clove Orb plus the Raise Nade.
Yeah,
But I
the
mean,
decay.
yeah, we do have a tech pause, unfortunately. We're waiting for a player to reconnect, but that just gives Skyline Dreamers a bit of time to kind of talk about their game plan, really kind of analyze and see what their plan actually will be going into this one. Because, like we've mentioned, this is not a comp that you see even in ranked.
Yeah, you pray to God you don't see this comp in ranked, or else you might be. I don't know if I'm sticking around. I might be AFK striding that one, getting out as soon as I can. But I mean, as far as uh, plays for VO Blossom to come into this with, like you said, there's not a whole lot of util combos that may show themselves like and stand out initially. I think a lot of what they're going to be having to do if they're going to excel on this defense side is a lot of mid-round reclears, just dry, disrespecting utility, walking through, reclearing B, feeding that information to the rest of their team on the other site to help them get the rotates to the correct site, to help flood retake, because you do have the triple duelist, you have the hyper aggression, so being able to flood retake as Skyline is getting bombed down onto site, it's definitely going to be a bit of a, I don't know. I feel like that is going to be their win condition, is flooding into those retakes, or maybe they'll just go aggro every round, kill 3 people in one of the mains, and then doesn't matter. But also,
I
you
mean,
have that deadlock, so
with a triple duelist comp, I think you're one thing that you're kind of banking on, no matter which 3 duelists you're picking, is the kind of fragging power of those individuals. So if you are on VO Blossom, you really need those 3 players, especially to step up, because like we mentioned, there's no Sentinel, so there's no inherent site anchor other than Sova on the B site. So you need those players to step up when the pressure is on them, when there is a ton of utility in their face, even if it's just getting one and getting out, because both Yoru and Reina have escapability that other characters do not have in this game. So I think you could be looking at them to kind of step up as those site anchors and really kind of uh how do I put this, anchor back sites where no other agents could.
yeah, you do have the, like you were saying, the gate crash out to be able to stick around for a little bit longer than one may or one may expect, rather. And we've been touching a lot on the VO Blossom comp, but I do think the Skyline Dreamers comp kind of sets into, it's kind of the opposite of the hyper aggro comp with that playstyle, and you have a lot more of the control archetype if you're looking at it from more of like a style dynamics perspective. With the deadlock, with the Cypher, you have a lot more delay util on the defense, but then on the attack, you have those stuns, you have the wall to delay that flood that they're going to be trying to go for. You have the grab net as well to once again put a thorn in the side of that retake. So it's kind of a clashing tides of comps coming out from each of these sides. So it'll be interesting to see how they continue to adapt to each other throughout the matchup, because I think that's been the theme of tonight, and I think it's going to continue being the theme of this match, is how these teams are adapting to each other's wacky comps.
Yeah, I do really like the Skyline Dreamers comp. Like we mentioned, with the deadlock, typically you see them not playing the KO, so there isn't really that flashing ability in the game. But with the Yoru slotted in, instead of the Jet, there is now that flash that you can add, so you can kind of flash and TPA, and you have a bit more of initiation that the typical Jet comp does not provide. And I think that really allows it to be a bit more flexible. And especially, it's almost as if they had it anti-stratted. I mean, what is one way to stop 3 duelists? 2 sentinels. So you have that stall utility from Cypher. You have deadlock with their GravNet, with the wall. So there is, I think, it's almost as if it's a perfect matchup for these two teams. You have the hyper aggro triple duelist comp. You have the hyper passive, hyper defensive double duelist comp. And one adjustment was made, like we mentioned, from that Yoru to the Jet, which allows for, I think, a bit more flexibility. But enough talking about the comp. We're going to jump back and see them in action.
Now, finally get to see what ideas are going to be brought to life during this matchup. It's going to be an exciting one. We're going to be seeing Skyline Dreamers start off on the attack. Sovitar, and instantly a raised double satchel out from Elf on the shelf. A kill picked up from Cloudsy.
A beautiful kill. Vio Blossom, the aggression already. Gia gets caught by the trip, but Maddie to trade it out now. Banjo left alone with 5 HP. The jumping right clicks from Maddie, finally able to take things out, and it's Vio Blossom to get the first round in this game.
Yeah, and that's a great play to start off the half with. The set play coming out, a pseudo DRX shark play-esque type pinch into tiles and B main, with the Rays just sending it down B and just cleaning up those kills, just brawling heavy. And if they continue to win or continue to want to win, they probably are going to have to continue to do similar plays like that. But those are easily able to, if Skyline Dreamers really sits and thinks about it for a second, they should be able to actually create a strategy around that just by playing back. Maddie, though, going deep into Sabrosa, but the nade just gets the kill anyways.
I mean, so far, this aggression from Vio Blossom has just been smothering. I mean, Levia Cutie jumping around with it, Judge and Spawn. Skyline Dreamers, nothing they could do about that, especially on those weaker weapons. But if this theme is going to persist, I think it looks like Vio Blossom has the perfect idea for how to play this comp. We kept talking about it on the desk. 3 duelists, so you have to play hyper aggressive, and it seems so far, at least, they have the answers for how to play this comp. But is that playbook fully built out? Do they have all of the protocols necessary to run away with this defensive half?
The first real buy round for the side of Skyline Dreamers. And we see that 3-stack coming out on the A site. No contact made initially. They just one rotates away as the other 2 push through. Spooky punishes Maddie, and now there's going to be no smokes for the retake on B. And Skyline Dreamers just decide to group up. Okay, if we can hit this B site, get set up in a post plant, they really don't have anything to retake, but this Judge is going to be so much to deal with. Cloudsy deals with it well.
With the Yoru 1v1, but Gia able to get 1 and dismiss away, gets 2. And that dismiss, that's the value of that Reyna. We didn't see it earlier in today's matches, but Gia already really starting to heat up, and that's what you want from your Reyna.
Last player standing.
Spooky gets 1 though, gets the second as well. Elf on a shelf takes 1 as a consolation prize, but Skyline Dreamers able to convert their first gun round.
Picks it up. Gonna be 1 off of that annihilation as well for Spooky. try to get that online, most likely to continue snowballing this in their favor. And Maddie is the player you see out, or actually pull out the Odin, but exchanges it for a Phantom before the round starts. And Elf on a Shelf actually is the one who's going to buy the Ares on the other side to try to hold down B main with Sova. Gia just facing down mid, baited by the Yoru clone.
Slow
Wow.
play here from Skyline Dreamers, which is what you would expect from a double Senti comp on the attacking side. VO Blossom, though, on this first rifle round, tempering their aggression, but finally pushing towards B main, and it's actually Gia to get the first in mid. The Reyna just standing anchor, able to get one and get a second, and just using the back of that to push up even further to pinch with their team in B lobby. Gia running it down, 3 kills already in the round, but Cloudsy with that Guardian, not letting Gia persist, but it's actually Maddie from the other side. This VO Blossom playing so aggressively. The TP from Luna goes astray. VO Blossom, a 3rd round onto the board.
And in that 3rd round, we saw a bit of a, I felt like it was a pretty good adjustment to how VO Blossom has been playing this defense so far. You had Spooky holding deeper in A main towards Gelato, just holding for that aggro push. And then that round 4, they kind of just went away from that, and it kind of fell apart for them. The aggressiveness from VO Blossom was able to win out, but now some aggression of Skyline Dreamers. Maddie, though, what can
Fast
they
hit
do?
coming through,
Get
but
1,
Maddie-
get 2!
Spike down A.
Levia Cutie with the Odin spam to support as well. Cloudsy left alone in a different dimension as the rest of their team will fall. Classic in hand, and in this held position, not much can be done. Oh, baits out Levia Cutie, but Maddie able to get a 3rd onto the round. VO Blossom continue to expand their lead. A beautiful timing
Look
taken
at
there.
this.
I mean, the run and gun.
No one's ready for it. And I mean, who would be? Who's running in with a Phantom? Just running at it like this. But on the other side, Cloudsy did invest that Dimensional Drift only with the Classic, trying to get the site at least some information for their team. But it all goes to the waste. And now some ultimates in hands could impact this round very heavily. They're fighting all the way for this A main control one way as well. Maddie goes down, pops the not dead yet. These players,
And it looks like
they're just
they're
gonna back off.
Decide to back off. Luna waiting around for that kill, easily collecting it, coming out of the smoke, and a bit of extracurricular activity, spraying the body of Maddie after that death. But here we see Clove get some value with those smokes after they've been taken out. So Shrouded Step onto site, spots out Elf on a Shelf in this top box position, and that should be the round going in favor unless Gia can continue their excellence. 8 bullets left, and it's Cloudsy to take them down. Skyline Dreamers cutting the lead to 2.
Don't stop fighting. You
A
must
wonderful
keep going,
round
even if
from
it's over.
Luna, getting 2 in A main, and then using the From the Shadows just to teleport onto top gen, just stick it, and just having the intuition that Elf on a Shelf is stuck behind that corner. Maybe they saw a gun barrel or something, but just the spam through, gets the kill, opens the site up, and gives them the round. Now, VO Blossom with 3 ultimates of their own, Dimensional Drift, as well as a Hunter's Fury to combo if they'd like. But Spooky, still with that Annihilation in hands, not used it quite yet. And look at this push down from VO Blossom. A main control is all of theirs.
Levia Cutie, though, not expecting Banjo and Spawn. Maddie ready to trade that, and continually with this defensive aggression, Gia gets one. Vio Blossom just running it down. And I don't think Skyline Dreamers are ready for the pace that Vio Blossom would play this defensive side with. Elf on a Shelf gets yet another one. Nade is popped. Meeps left alone into a 1v4. Able to get a headshot, but Gia closes out the round. I mean, Vio Blossom at a ferocious pace right now.
I can't be away for long. Let's end this.
Yeah. And you see they're trying to go for a bit more of a slow play, hold for any aggression. You had Banjo holding all the way in spawn, but just wasn't expecting that second player to be there, which there has consistently been for Vio Blossom, always pretty much aggressing in at least pairs of two, if not trios. So we'll have to see if they make that adjustment. Hunter's Fury ripped right off the bat. I don't think it's going to hit onto anyone. It was just a dry ultimate popped. And Skyline Dreamers are going to go quick into mid, but not if Gia can say anything about it.
Gets one and pops the Empress. Two in front of him and collecting those kills. Levia QD closing out the round. Vio Blossom just fully confident. And that's how you have to play if you have three duelists. I mean, it seems like there's nothing that Skyline can even do. I mean, if you're forced to play back in spawn and still getting run down, I mean, what other types of aggression, what other types of, you know, positioning can you play at? I mean, if you're not even safe in your spawn.
Yeah, they're just... I mean, at some point, they're also just getting out-aimed, so it's just hard for it to happen. And the ult is popped. Hunter's Fury as well. The Annihilation grabs Jin. Not able to make a capitalization off of it. Broken out of the cocoon. And now it's just going to be a 5v5.
But this is where Skyline Dreamers comps should thrive. You have two Sentinels, so you're able to play this defensive side when you have that post plant. It looked like they were going for a flash TP play there, but it's actually Levia QD open up the round, and with that showstopper popped, Luna is taken out, but that allows the rest of these players to be played back in. Banjo from this backside position. Jen dry swinging the cyber cage, getting two, and Vio Blossom a beautiful retake.
It's just disgusting work out of Vio Blossom. And Elf on a Shelf able to open it up with that showstopper, drawing all that attention for their teammates to flood back in and clean up the round. 7 on the board for Vio Blossom, 2 for Skyline Dreamers. And Skyline Dreamers need to start getting some of these rounds on the board. 2 is not going to be enough if they want to have a chance in this map. But now all the ults expended outside of that neural theft. Banjo
is in the hand of Levia QD, and that is
spotted
a tool
out.
that could find a lot of damage. But look at how aggressive though. Still playing Meeps. Spotted the clone out towards mid. Looks like Cloudsy. Beautiful jiggle. Spot out where that op is, but with the Yoru being played, an ability to instantly reposition anywhere with that gate crash. So now, as soon as that TP is taken, juggling the weapons around. I didn't even realize Elf on a Shelf had an op into this one as well.
What is happening here?
Skyline Dreamers playing a bit slow here, waiting for the round to come to them.
Gets the
Beautiful
opener.
shot.
Gia quickly follows up with the second.
Oh, barrel stuffs him. Pulls out the shorty. Is Elf on a Shelf. The insane aim from them.
30 seconds left.
The shorty and
The
oh
knife?
no! Don't do him like that! Don't do him like that! Meeps able to get one before going down, but Elf on a Shelf completely disrespecting Skyline Dreamers there. A flash off the back of it, so even their, you know, loose plays are supported by their teammates. And just
There's no
disrespect.
way.
Nothing Meeps can do. VO Blossom starting to run away with this one.
Yeah, and the double op coming out for VO Blossom is a huge change of pace, actually. You're playing further back, you're setting up on a line, and you're not going aggressive nearly as much, I mean, lat round at all. And so it kind of just throws Skyline for a loop, changes up the tempo, and I love that round coming out from VO Blossom. Now, the double ops already getting value once again, just walking down mid on Cat. It's going to be a side exec, but not if Gia can say anything about it.
Maddie, though, able to trade things out. Skyline Dreamers in a disadvantageous position. 2 players left alive. But Cloudsy trying to keep their team into this one. As the retake comes in, Meeps left alone and just not much. VO Blossom just continues to swarm Skyline Dreamers, overwhelm them. And that's going to be 9 on the board.
Back soon.
It's so much utility to deal with. And they're doing a great job of playing to their win conditions. Like we were talking about before the map started, they're flooding in with these retakes. Gia, they're a little out of tempo with the rest of their team, but still able to pick up one and gets traded out. But the rest of their team just floods in together. And Gia is at 15-6, doing disgusting work on the Reyna. And it's just so hard. If this deadlock comp requires you to get onto site, get bomb down, and have time to set up in a post plant.
And 4 ops into this round.
Yeah.
From VO Blossom.
The 2 ops weren't enough.
Economy out of control at this point, and there's one of them getting value. Scott and another one getting a tag through the box. Skyline Dreamers comp should thrive on defense, but if you can't even get there, then what's the point? Maddie with an op. Everyone so far on VO Blossom has an op in their hands, and so far everyone's been landing their shots too. Just 3 left alive from the side of Skyline Dreamers, and Dimensional Drift, I don't know if it spotted anybody. They think A main is clear, but contacting up into yet another op. They think it's in B. They don't know these players are still in A main. Not spotted out. So they have a free site, but they don't know that.
Watch them run.
And I think that TP is going to tell the story.
Shadows traveling.
I mean,
Rotates finally being pulled over, but they're so worried about these players who could have worked up into heaven. And I think, yeah, it's just going to be so hard for Skyline Dreamers to get back into this round, to stay into it, to put themselves onto a third, getting pinched from all sides.
Luna gets one opener, but with 4 members alive. Even getting one, but it was the Clove, unfortunately, so. VO Blossom, a 10-2 half on this triple duelist comp. Not what I was expecting coming into this one.
Switching sides.
Maybe I'll have to suggest this one to pull out in the NCIE Tin Man's later. We'll have to get the triple duelist run in. I don't know how many people will want to go for that, but it's just been an amazing display of a few things, I think. A, the coordination from these VO Blossom players, even though it's a triple duelist, all of this aggression is so coordinated. They're doing it together. They're just fighting aggressively, and they're winning out their fights. They're trading each other out, and it's just going so favorably for them. And then also the flood retakes, the protocols to be able to set themselves up for quick success is fantastic. And now into this, it's going to be a play into mid, but Skyline Dreamers quickly just setting up into B main.
But it's Gia.
Are they going to be ready for this pinch behind them?
All 4 players from Skyline Dreamers are set towards this B main position, but are they? It seems they have the read of this. VO Blossom going into heaven, running into A split through heaven, not something you see every day. But of course, these comps also are not something that you would see every day. So this game just was a bit wonky from the start. Levia Cutie, though, lurking in mid, able to get one, but traded out now. Skyline Dreamers need this pistol if they want to fight their way back into this round, into this map even. Meeps able to get one. 2 members left alive. Elf on a shelf towards this heaven position, left alone. Able to get a tag onto one, and wisely deciding to back off. This is time being bought now. VO Blossom, that's their win condition. The spike just keeps ticking. And Banjo dropping down into the waiting arms of Jen. Left alone, and that spike keeps ticking. Meeps left alone, but it's Jen from this hell position, able to collect all 3 kills. VO Blossom get to 11.
Some great shots coming out from Jin to anchor it down, hold down the hell position, and put themselves up on a great advantage. Now it's going to be 11-2. We're going to have to see a force come out from Skyline Dreamers. Stingers and Spectres across the board. Half armor of the like. And actually, no Outlaws coming out from VO Blossom. Maybe not wanting to pull it out on the attack side as much as you would on the defense. But this quick aggression, Spooky and Meeps able to clean up 3, but Jin and Maddie are able to trade out 2 of their own. Weapon advantage is still in the hands of VO Blossom. Gia with that Vandal, but the numbers are on the side of Skyline Dreamers.
2 members left alive here for VO Blossom. And we see the Deadlock at huge value. I mean, the aggressive Sonic Sensor, able to get a trip and stun half of those players. Able to... Spooky was off the back of that, able to get 2 kills. But now, VO Blossom forced to wrestle this round away from Skyline Dreamers. Luna alone on site with that Stinger. And these Caterpillar smokes, allowing them to sneak past. But left alone, onto Gia. Vandal in hands. Spike down towards lane.
Yeah, and I think they know about Spike being set down. Gets the kill onto Banjo. It's a 1v1. And Cloudsy clutch it up. Keep their life in this match alive. That's going to be noted. Spectre picked up.
Gia taking the timing. And I don't know if Cloudsy expects Gia to be this close, but it's actually Cloudsy with that Spectre coming out on top in close range, and Skyline Dreamers steal one back from VO Blossom.
Flipping the script, getting themselves in eco rounds to put themselves onto 3. It's a long road back though. Gonna have to have a lot more rounds like these if they want to push this to 13, push this to overtime, and take this map as their own. But now they are going to be able to buy up almost full rifles. A Bulldog for Banjo, and an Ares for Luna. But outside of that, when looking at VO Blossom, Maddie does have this Phantom and Leviat with the Vandal. This is still a very dangerous round, especially with how aggro and coordinated we've seen this team be. They're not out of this by any means.
The Deadlock getting massive value, the wall stalling out the push, and then the net on top of that, allowing them to get not 1 but 2 kills as Cloudsy was played in off the back. Are they going to expect this Yoru towards the Sub-Rosa position though? And it seems Levia Cutie able to get the pick on Banjo. VO Blossom at a numbers disadvantage. 4v3. As things will settle, they'll flip the map. Go towards A.
Paranoia brought out from Luna. Pushes both Jin and Gia back. Spooky from Arches. Shoots him in the back. Cleans up 3 and gets themselves a 4K as well as the Annihilation.
A huge tool online, and like we mentioned, this is a defense-sided comp with that double Senti, so you are expecting them to have a bit better of a half, but can VO Blossom, all they need is just 2 rounds to close out this map. Skyline Dreamers need to play nearly flawlessly, not dropping even a single round if they want to win this one.
And Skyline Dreamers, excuse me, with this double Cincy,
Over there.
they do have the ability to rotate more heavily towards a site, stack towards a site without a sentinel, or they can just flash. And what is that by Levia? Just the Bucky play onto Luna, who gets caught out in the middle of Cat. Now Gia as well, Jin, both with all deagle shots. The round, as soon as you thought it was going to Skyline Dreamers, every kill is gone to VO Blossom.
I mean, the eco from VO Blossom, some kills. I mean, I don't know how Cloudsy can even fight their way back into this. On the eco with weapons recovered too. A beautiful flash from Levia QD. And TPing into 4 players. I mean, that is just unfortunate. It seems Skyline Dreamers cannot make the right play even if they tried. Unfortunate scenes.
I don't think that TP or like the utility and the triple swing out from market was intentional, knowing that Cloudsy was going to TP there, but it was just perfect for it. The timing was there, and now, yeah, it is going to be VO Blossom on match and series point. Maddie, though, picking up this up. Cloudsy with one of their own. Who's can get more value. Odin as well coming out from Meek. It's the insta-kill onto Gia. And I don't really think they have anything to counter that of their own except for this Hunter's Fury pinged out with the Dimensional Drift. Levia gets the kill, but traded out by Spooky, who still is playing on sight, excuse me, and no one can really follow up due to this deadlock wall. And the shots through smoke are just ridiculous.
Spooky continues to get a ton of value with that deadlock, just absolutely anchoring towards that B main position. But like we said, we knew this comp would be better on defense. It's just whether or not they can last long enough to actually get there. Jen trying to pull some heroics to win this map, but pinged out Cloudsy. There's 3 players here to receive though. Jen hit one nice shot, but you'll need a bit more than that if you're trying to close out the map here. Banjo down to 5 HP, but Skyline Dreamers fighting to stay afloat in this one.
They're finally able to make it up to a 5th round. Some important ultimates in hand as well for Spooky and Meeps. But on the other hand, VO Blossom only 1 away from map point. We saw in rounds 16, they were just easily able to like turn the rounds, turn an eco, and convert a round that you think they should never be getting. And they only need 1 more of those types of rounds. A judge quickly played in, but a great paranoia from Luna to stall out.
Spike down A.
Off the back of it, though, VO Blossom continuing that aggression. Maddie with the Spectre, running it down tree. I mean, gets 3 onto the round. Spooky now is left alone. Catches onto 1, a beautiful annihilation there. A dink onto Gia, but closing out the round, VO Blossom will win this one 13-5.
I was talking about the eco rounds that are dangerous for VO Blossom. They get the pistol, they lose the next, but every eco round after that, they pick it up and they close it out 13-5. An insane performance from both teams. Some crazy comps that we've seen tonight. And I mean, I don't know if I'm more impressed that they actually decided to go with the triple duelist comp or that it actually looked so well and coordinated together. It looked like a proper comp. It looks they had set ideas behind it. And I don't know if that was them coming in with prep or just an example of great mid-rounding and calling from the individual players, but a phenomenal job from the side of VO Blossom and as well from Skyline Dreamers. They had great moments in that map.
Yeah, I think that really demonstrates one thing that I don't think everyone is fully realized about Valorant, but it's kind of that the agents don't matter. If your team play and your coordination is as solid as it was for VO Blossom, I mean, it seemed like every single time that they went to make a play, they were either supported by Util or they were supported directly by another teammate. And when you're able to, all be on that same page and have that level of coordination, I don't think it matters what comp you're playing with. I think as long as you have your teammates behind you, like VO Blossom did, that'll be the result.
Yeah. Fundamentals win out a surprising amount of the time over really any other ideas, as long as if you're able to consistently have those fundamentals down over your opponent and be more successful in that aspect, you're statistically looking to win more games more of the time. And I mean, it's a great thing to work on, especially for a lot of these GC teams. That's where you want to be putting your focus on. And speaking of GC teams, we have one more matchup of the night, so make sure not to go anywhere. It's going to be Ominous Minions going up against Elation Vortex once again, so it should be an exciting one. We get another match from Elation Vortex. But once again, thank you to all the people helping produce this over at LF8, Skylar M Music, Ghost of Academy, as well as Avid Products, which once again, if you're wanting to enter the giveaway for an Aviga headset, make sure to go and follow Avid Products on Twitter, Tenax GG, as well as Tenax Tourneys on Twitter, and then stick around to the end of the stream and stay active in chat for that giveaway. But that's going to be all from us for now. We're going to send it to a quick break, and then we'll be right back with the last match of the night.
Feel it burning. Maybe it was time to go. Save a spot for you in the picture. I don't think that I'll get past this. Started on a low. I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go. Yeah. Started on a low. I don't gotta let it show. Will I ever let it go? Let it go. Yeah. I feel it sinking through. I don't wanna let you down. All I see is darker days. I feel so much right now. I thought about it like I didn't know it would work. I wish I could have been the better one you deserved. I wish I could have left myself back in reserved. 100 times I couldn't trust, I know that it hurts. I didn't wanna face anything that I can't control. I just wanna go back home and live my old self. Should've spent more time on you. Didn't wanna lie to you. Could've stayed, all you did was drag me down. Could've be the one for you. Let my feelings go for the best, I need your touch and warmth when I feel so cold. When I need someone to comfort me in the worst time. Let it all out on the weekends, every day I lay in guilt. You with everything I didn't wanna start. I kinda only let me fall and hide on my heart. Now let me be, I wasted all my time on your chart. I tried so hard to be the one we're living apart. Couldn't leave all the thoughts I keep inside. Couldn't beat them, I just leave them next to you. I don't wanna think about them, so I'm sitting here laughing, smashing all these empty thoughts inside my brain. I couldn't be more better than this, I wish it didn't haunt me, man. I'm putting on my defense because I'm right on the edge, and I'm not indestructible. I'm not indestructible. My heart is under repair. As if you even would care that I'm not indestructible. I'm not indestructible. Praying to a God that you don't even believe. All the shadows that you keep shallow, all the broken dreams, and you keep going on how you always want more. Take a piece out of me and leave me out to bleed. I'm sorry, couldn't be the one, couldn't fill you up. I should've never left, couldn't give you what you needed. I don't wanna see right through it, I just want someone to see me, feel me in the way you do it. Please don't give up on me, man. Maybe I'm not really worth it, safely keep my distance. Hazy, feeling different with it, never keep on going distant. I don't wanna go, I don't wanna know why you're feeling low. I just wanna feel different, I don't wanna know. Oh, I just wanna know, I just wanna go. Everything's not the same, yeah. I just wanna go back home. I just wanna know you're there. I'm putting on my defense because I'm right on the edge, and I'm not indestructible. I'm not indestructible. My heart is under repair. As if you even would care that I'm not indestructible. I'm not indestructible. Like sometimes I wonder if I could have been the one. Maybe that was just a dream. Could've fixed my self-esteem. Every night I told you I could never give up. I wasted so much time overthinking what I could have done. Lately I don't know anymore. Maybe I just wanna be okay. Be okay, let me be. So much I have lost in the north. I just wanna make you feel me now. 100,000 meters deep and I don't feel a thing. Maybe I should feel a pain deep inside my inner brain. Almost every time I had to make it different. I don't even know the truth anymore. I just wanna feel different, I don't wanna know. Oh, I just wanna know, I just wanna go. Everything's not the same, yeah. I just wanna go back home. I just wanna know you're there. I'm putting on my defense because I'm right on the edge, and I'm not without you it's hurting a lot.
Yeah, somebody once said that your heart is the strongest muscle in your body. Well, if that's the truth, why does your heart break so easily? Yeah.
Always be my best friend. So much reminds me of you. It's hard to leave the house. You'll always be my best friend.
Yeah, I thought our friendship was gonna last. I've always thought of you being more than my best friend. All the memories will stick with me for the rest of my life. Yeah.
I took you for granted, yeah. As if someone's been ripping you to pieces. You've always been there for me. Always been there for me. Always be my best friend. So much reminds me of you. It's hard to leave the house. You'll always be my best friend.
Yeah, you knew everything. Now each day seems like weeks that go by. All I wanna do is text you and say I love you. Yeah, no, you no longer care, and that's fine. But I'm getting better. I'm getting help. Yeah, is that what you wanna hear?
Always be my best friend. So much reminds me of you. It's hard to leave the house. You'll always be my best friend. Always be my best friend.
And we're back for our final game of the night. We have Ominous versus.
It's going to be Elation Vortex, I think, getting the back-to-back matches. It's going to be an exciting one. Or Elation Vortex, excuse me.
Yeah, and we should
just wanted to
have
give-
yet another great one. But before we can do that, we want to thank our sponsor, Zero. Tell them how I maybe can win a headset finally.
We are running a giveaway that will be the winner will be drawn right after this match. So make sure to stick around if you want to enter that giveaway. All you're gonna have to do is go follow Tenax GG, Tenax Tourneys on Twitter, as well as Avid Products, and then stay active in chat at the end of the map for a chance to win an Aviga headset from Avid Products. So gotta stay in. I mean, who doesn't like free stuff? Make sure to enter the giveaway. And then also just wanted to do a quick thank you to all of the sponsors helping us produce this wonderful series over at LF8, Goes to Academy, Skylar and Music, as well as Avid Products, of course. But it's going to be an exciting match to close out the night. OldBrownBanana. We got Elation Vortex going up against Ominous Minions. And we saw Elation Vortex have a dominating map win, I believe 13-5 earlier up against Aeronite with that unique Vise comp. So it'll be an interesting matchup. I think this should be a little bit closer, but looking at these duelists, some of the best duelists in all the Tenax series, I mean, if this isn't a star-studded matchup, I don't know what is.
I mean, the stats speak for themselves, both Wire and Lover. I mean, just ACS off the charts. The kills, the first bloods. I mean, the first blood success, having 30 first bloods in 50 first engagements as a Jet is an insane success rate. And if your Jet is converting that much, I mean, that just sets your team up for such great success. And that's for both of these Jets as well. Just the numbers off the chart. I mean, they really speak for themselves, but what we're going to see in server should be even better. I think the sparks will be flying. We've already seen Wire pop off today already. I believe they were the top frag in their match.
Yeah.
But spoiler alert, we're going to Ascent once again. I know everyone loves to see a classic Ascent match, but if we're going to see these strange comps that we saw, we might see another weird matchup coming on Ascent, which is, not something you see every day, but it's something we've seen 3 times today already.
Yeah, we can expect Elation Vortex to probably go to that Vice Cypher comp that was being super successful for them with lots of great uses for the Vice. As far as Ominous, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe we'll see the first default comp of the night. Maybe we'll see something completely different like we have with all of our other matchups. Either way, it's going to be an exciting one. And I do want to touch on both of these players real quick before we head over to the agent select. Wire has the highest amount of first engagements out of any player in the Tenax series, as well as the highest first blood rate and just first bloods overall. And Lover is not far behind them with the first blood success rate overall. We're seeing here a 60% success rate, which is, just an absurd rate. Most people sit around 52, 51% for that. So having your Jet, again, like you said, being so successful with those opening engagements, it's such a burden lifted off of the other player's shoulders as well, because you can continue if you get yourself into a 4v5 or a 5v4, excuse me, especially on maps like Ascent, where you don't really want those gaps to open up in someone's defense. All the power to you. And I think looking at Lover, we've seen them perform great time and time again, especially on an op, being able to pick that up and overperform. But going up against that double Sentinel comp with the Vice, I feel as if they're going to have to step up to the plate and perform even more than they would normally.
Yeah, it'll be extra hard for Lover to find those openings that a Jet would typically be offered up, especially, like you mentioned, on that double Senti. But let's see if they actually stick around with that Vice Cypher comp that we saw earlier, as we're going to jump right into the Agent Select.
And we are seeing it, but look on the other side are we seeing the Viper as well?
Yay, not another Ascent mirror match. We get another weird one. Let's go.
What do you think is weirder? Do you think this comp is weirder, or do you think the VO Blossom comp is weirder with the triple duelist?
You don't typically see Sage played a lot anymore, and you definitely don't see Sage Breach, let alone Sage Viper, Breach, Cloven, Phoenix. So I do think this comp from the side of Ominous Minions, starting on that attack side, could have a bit of legs. The only issue that I could see is that there isn't really a true entry. Like we mentioned, the Phoenix still has not received the buffs, playing on the old patch. So there could be some issues, but with the double controller, that Viper has the ability to deny so much info, taking it away with that toxic screen. So, if they have the right idea, this could go either way, I think.
Yeah, and to be honest, if I'm Elation Vortex, I'm just pulling out the Odins. Like, I'm so real. If they pull out a double Odin strat here, they should be able to take this and run with it. We're going to see this Viper Wall be put up into B main. You see Wire instantly pushing up the Paranoia to come out to push these players back. But Ira gets to Aurelia, goes down. And now this site is going to be all left to Hyung to defend.
Omen playing in that lane position, able to get one, but as Vera takes them out, that's now the site given up. 2 players left now for the side of Elation Vortex.
Lover. The double right click to close it out. Disgusting work. And a pistol round picked up for Ominous Minions. And I will be interested to see, Banana, how they continue to use this Viper on attack, because they don't have any info. They don't have a KO knife. They don't have a Sova dart. They don't have a sea or like a sky flash. They only have the fault line and just try facing these angles. So the cycle of this, or of the Viper Wall, excuse me, will be super important. But as we're seeing, they're putting it over towards B main to try to work to get some of that B main control, rather than put it somewhere like mid or something where you may get some value as far as denying like op sight lines, Marshall, Outlaw, or even pinch plays. So we'll have to see what the continued strat of that is. But look at this read.
Wire, an aggressive
B
push.
side.
Down Cat has the read, knows these players now are towards B main. And as the execute comes out, weaker weapons, but that toxic screen just denying so much info. Aurelia able to get one, the Vise capitalizing off the top of that as well, and it's all falling to pieces for Ominous Minions. Rifles, though, are still in their hands. Vandal able to get chip damage, but taken out from Wire from that backside. And that's Elation Vortex flipping this on its head already, winning the Thrifty.
It's a great round to try to build this eco early, but for Ominous Minions, you really don't want to be dropping that round, especially with how wonky this comp kind of is and how it wants to function. If they continue to do this Viper Wall over towards this B main side, what it allows you to do is walk up to B, really check that close corner, and then in the post plant as well, it gives you some utility, but there is a little bit more of an optimized wall that we saw Loud pull out last year in lock-in with the Omen Viper comp, with the Sky, that I think would give them a bit more utility towards that B site, or maybe even swapping it up later in the half towards Cats and going to mid 3. There's a lot of things, or a lot of setups that you can use with the Viper, even with the orb nerf to where you can't pick it up anymore and throw it down. So we'll have to see how that continues, but just playing back is Wire not really wanting to give any free picks, and Lover just swings through the one-way in A main, gets picked off, and that's no initiator now for Ominous Minions.
But you do still have a bit of initiation util on that Phoenix. We see it pop there, left alone in the 1v5, but clean kills from the side of Elation Vortex. Able to, you know, kind of settle things as they were able to flip that second round. But now, with full rifles on the board on the side of Ominous Minions, going into this one, we should hopefully see them win this, as Elation Vortex don't have a full buy. But they do still have tools to work with. You see a Vandal in the hands of the Vise, and you see the Odin in the hands of Celeste. So, plenty of opportunities here for Elation Vortex to come out on top of this round.
I didn't even realize it, but we actually have May coming in, as well as Celeste swapping back over to the Sova, excuse me, with May playing onto the Cypher. And look at these kills. Wire with the knives popped. The Cypher trips and doing so much damage. The paranoia comes through as well. Hyung to clean it up. And, I mean, just a collapse from Elation Vortex onto Ominous Minions, destroying any attempts
shots
they had.
out. Aurelia with that Bulldog. A questionable wall there from the side of Ira. I don't know if they were trying to, you know, wall off the player that they thought was lane, but really questionable on that hit. Yeah.
I think they were blind in placing it, maybe. I'm not sure.
I mean, not something you see every day. I think the Sage, like we mentioned, is a bit of a weird pick, typically not seen on this. And I really don't know how I feel about that toxic screen, because you can still hold it ahead of the... You can hold ahead of the toxic screen, so it doesn't even deny much info. Celeste, though, with that Odin diving in, gets 4, unable to collect the last kill. Lover left alive with just a stinger in hand, gets 2, but still plenty of work to be done. Vandal is recovered now. His players are closing in. Fully blind, a beautiful flash. Lover is alive, and the Cypher is on low HP. But the bomb still
Rolling
has not
Thunder
been
now
collected.
available.
Aurelia and Hyung. A beautiful high-low, though, and Elation Vortex not going to let that round slip. 4 rounds now as they continue to extend their lead.
And those are the fundamentals that put Elation Vortex in the top 8 of GC teams. I mean, being able to have the discipline, stay in that high-low, not go for any over-aggressive peaks, and just close out the rounds. That's the fundamental gameplay. That's the discipline that you want to see out of a team like this. And now, finally, a true rifle round being brought up. And once again, this wall comes in, but the cam goes behind it. Shuts down the info, but it's going to be great. Once this wall drops, they just have full info of B main. Nothing to worry about. But for the side of Ominous Minions, it's going to be over towards this A. Look at this fault line. Cosmetic stun matters not. Julia goes down.
Placement. Too good from Wire. Able to get the first pick into that round. But here's where we see the Sage get at least a ton of value. Julia brought back into this one. Celeste facing into the entire team of Ominous Minions there, but as they're going to flip the map to B, Aurelia gets a pick on the rest of the map, and ult invested on both sides, Neural Theft and Rolling Thunder, and here's the run it back. Trip, broken, but with 2 players on site, what can Elation Vortex do to hold this site down? Ira gets the first, but these anchors, as things now will settle into a 1v1. Aurelia able to get the 3k 1 HP remaining, but Elation Vortex starting to run away with things.
And I'm not sure if that fault line came out at the time or what the timing behind that shooting was. It was so perfect. But Wire 10-4, and even Lover at 7-5 for Ominous Minions isn't on the jet currently, but is still fragging out heavily at 7-5. They are, Ominous Minions, going to be looking to force into this round. Cypher cam deep once again to hold a similar amount of info. If they can just hold this cam, keep it up, it's so much good info in the mid rounds, but Wire punished by Julia. That's a rifle down.
Shots going a bit astray there, but Celeste, steady hand. Finally traded out by Vera, though. Now, Trip spotting out that they want to go towards mid, and the Sage Wall only confirms it. Clove ult is in hand, so if Vera goes down, they will have the option to pop that and play this again. A beautiful timing taken by Aurelia. Lining up too, but it's Vera left alone in this 1v2. The ult now can only be popped if that bomb goes down. But closing things out is Elation Vortex, extending their lead. 6 rounds on the board now.
And I feel, I mean, a great timing play from Aurelia to just get 2 lined up. Look at this. That's disgusting. But for Ominous Minions, I feel like some of their ideas are, they're not too bad. Like, I actually enjoy some of these, like, some of the thoughts that they're putting behind these mid-rounds and hits, but it's just not working out. And what do you think they need to do? I think this round they're looking to do a quick split through A and Cat. They need to change something up if they want to win these rounds. And I don't know if they have the answer currently.
I mean, this comp is very similar to the 9 lives comp run by Talon with 3 reses that you can have, but Julia able to get the first onto this one. The issue is they haven't really been able to snowball. And just kills finally being traded out from the side of Ominous Minions. Vera did pop the Clove ult there, running it down, trying to see if they can get that last kill. I don't know if they spotted the Cypher, but Wire on this flank now. Things left alone onto Lover. Fault line comes out, able to get the first. Now, are they aware of where Aurelia's position? A fake shot taken, and Aurelia seemingly cannot lose these 1v1s so far. Elation Vortex just... These rounds are getting so close, and it's just the individuals of Elation Vortex to take us over the edge and keep this game out of reach.
Yeah, and the individuals, like you said, from Elation Vortex are all so mechanically gifted. And every single one of them has the opportunity to clutch a round out, to go crazy, and just win a round on their own. And even, I mean, it's just so much work to do. And they haven't even invested a lot of these ultimates. You still see the Steel Garden online for May. The Hunter's Fury as well for Celeste. Vera finally able to get the kill onto Wire. God,
And one thing to
big
note,
lead in mid, 2 rounds now.
they finally switched up the toxic screen towards A now. And even then, I don't like that wall. Like,
Yeah.
it's just... I don't know if it's a macro issue, if they just haven't thought about the comp enough. But
Right.
they do have a numbers advantage going into this one. Trying to get their second round on the board. The hot hands to stop any fast push. And there's the Viper's ult. Down. And that's a tough thing to fight back into, especially at weaker numbers. But Aurelia does have that neural theft. A tag based on nothing. Vera able to get one, but with 2 embers left alive, there it is. Ominous Minions getting a second round on the board, hoping to stop the bleeding.
Great conversion for Ominous Minions. And if they... A little bit of momentum for them to try to string some rounds together back to back. And now we are going to see a switch up of the wall. Let's see where this goes to. I think it's just going back to their old wall that they were using. But yeah, like you were saying, I don't love the A wall, but that Viper's Pit was so impactful to help them close out that round. It just shut down the retake. But once again, I don't know how replicable that actually is. There's only 3 rounds left in the half, and it's a 9-point ult. So they're going to have to change up the strategy a bit. Wire, once again, posted into mid all by themselves.
Cage triggered.
Aurelia, though, such a reliable site anchor. And with them getting a pick, that's a neural theft online, revealing where the rest of these 4 players are for Ominous Minions. Flipping the map, but are they ready? They're a knife out, running into the Cloudburst. Wire getting 2 free kills and closing things out. Elation Vortex get to 8.
And now, as soon as they had some sort of eco being built up, they're forced down to light armor, using all their credits. Biddy even not going to be able to buy anything, just a Sheriff into this rounds. Lover, though, does have that Rolling Thunder online. Era is 1 away from the Resurrection. They can get these ultimates online and use them effectively. It could be a great way to get them into this round. Julia, another great way to get into the round. Just a drag kill onto the Wire, who's holding down mid.
Yeah, and once Wire goes down there, now they're actually forced to rotate out, pull rotations. It brings Celeste from that backside position towards stairs, but Aurelia, so reliable. Always able to get their one, it seems like. Julia running out, and Aurelia yet again. The flashpoint just did not connect. Lover, though, trying to find a timing to sneak back. Gets 1, gets 2, a beautiful spray transfer. Young is left alone towards CT, but the bomb on the other side of the map, running towards A. And they're not even planting it. They're looking for this kill. And it looks like Ira's going to find it, but that's the bomb going down. I mean, Ominous Minions just folding under pressure, it seems like. A fault line now allows for a beautiful double swing. Lover takes out Young, but Ominous Minions, I mean,
Last round before the switch.
you had Bomb in a free sight, but
There's
opted to hunt
silly
for the
peaks
kill.
coming
And,
out. I think for both
Yeah.
teams, I don't know about that swing, and I don't know about the swing, the fault line swing from Hyung into 2 players either, especially when you had the from the shadows. But just trying to go for it. Still 5 rounds to lead, and on the other side for Ominous Minions, they still have that resurrection online. They as well have the run it back. The fault line
Invested
comes
off
out
the
early.
rip.
Hit the team main control. Are they going to be
Hyung,
aware of
though.
Hyung though?
tucked in, but a beautiful Sage Slow. And even though that sheer blocks off the rest of their team, Julia, with that run it back, is able to isolate Hyung in Wine, and kills finally snowballing in Ominous Minion's favor. The Sage Wall, though, unfortunately does get broken,
One enemy remaining.
but the kills all go in favor, leaving Aurelia left alone in a 1v5.
Just toying with their prey.
Kill my ally.
So much to do. Gets
Oh,
1, gets 2.
3 kills though. And a
Has the
6k
neural theft.
will be needed if Aurelia wants to pull off a miracle. All players revealed. Knows where 1 is, and 4 on the round, but I don't know if there's even time. Ira jumping across, baiting, but that's 5 now. And the nerves from Vera to know that it's not a stick. 6 kills, but the spike just out of reach. The time ticked down. And that's 4 rounds on the board for Ominous Minions.
Switching sides.
I feel I don't know what I'm watching with Aurelia. It's the impact of these kills. Sure, they didn't get the round here, but the impact they had last half, getting so many 2Ks that just tipped the tides of the rounds to push it over the line and get them the round, or just a 4K. And in that round, a 6K, 20 and 5 on Cypher. You just can't ask for much better than that. But now, switching over, they are going to be on the attack. The Ominous Minions comp, no hard Sentinel. You have the Sage Wall, but you don't have any information. So it's going to be just the Sage Wall being held out for B main.
But that wall can be jumped, I think.
I think it can. You're right. It's too far, or too close, excuse me, to the ult or box. And looking over towards the setup, they're just all in spawn. They're just playing for these fast rotates, not wanting to fully give a sight, wanting to play retake, knife out in hand. Ira still gets the kill on a Celeste, and I don't know how that's done. What?
Toxic screen.
Yeah, did you see that?
A bit of position there. I don't know if that was intentional, but Wire having none of it, diving in onto Vera's head. A beautiful flash from Julia, but Wire too quick to wrap around on sight. Pushing into spawn, but Lover ready to punish that now. A 3v3 is the Vise in the back lines, leaving Biddy alone. Unable to get the kill, as Elation Vortex will convert the second pistol.
Strike their weak points. If one link breaks, the rest will follow.
Yeah. And now, it's a huge round to be able to convert as well. But we saw this opening kill from Wire onto the side player just breaks the entire site open. They can't stall for the Flood retakers to come in and actually assist with that fault line, with the flash. And it kind of falls apart when you don't have that hard Sentinel, or at least it's harder in the pistol when you don't have as much money to buy good weapons to anchor the sites, but you just don't have that stalling capability. Now the Outlaw being brought out early from Celeste, punishing over to Ira, the walk up from Wire.
I don't know if they have a read on this. Could have a beautiful
I don't think they
backstab.
are.
Spots 1 and does not opt to trigger discipline.
But look, they're
they
still
know?
out on site.
May, but it's Vera with that Sheriff, And that's bomb now and a Vandal collected. What is going on? Vera has a chance to win this one. A beautiful one-way. Gets another wire. Dancing around with that updraft. Vandal and a Deeg in hand. Cannot collect the kill. It's wire to close things out. Elation, Vortex. What are we watching at this point?
Man, you know, after 4 maps, like, you got the Yoru clone coming out on the Vahis. After watching 4 maps of the Sin tonight,
Vera,
from Vera,
disgusting shots, but I mean, just silliness.
It's just madness.
Yeah,
it's just madness. And even through all of this, though, we're continuing to see the individuals constantly shine. We saw Aurelia on that 12th rounds get the 6K. We saw Vera there get that 3K. Even though this is a silly affair, I would say, it's still very competitive, especially in the caliber of these players. They're neck and neck right there together. Not much separating them. And now Odin punishes onto May.
I mean,
Biddy
that's a
as well.
ranked play. Your Phoenix has an Odin watching A main, but they're getting the kill, so what can you even say about it? Yeah. Ominous Minions trying to convert this anti-bonus, but I mean, 3 dangerous players still alive for Elation Vortex, so not all the venom has been taken out of this snake's bite. Biddy left alone towards market. Wire on the other side of that wall, and I don't even know if they're aware of this. A battle of
timing.
Who gets the timing first, and with Valorant timing, it's Biddy that comes out on top, and there it is. Ominous Minions get 5 and stop the bleeding, at least momentarily.
Not out of it yet. In the slightest. Only down by 5. But, like you're saying, a bit of unorthodox setups coming out from Ominous Minions. If you even can say that about how they're playing, I mean, with this comp, I don't know if anything is quite orthodox, so maybe anything goes in this in this realm. But we're once again seeing the exact same setup. Sage over towards B with this quick wall to try to stall out this initial push, as well as the Clove and the Viper, who has that Molly to do the same, trying to make up for the lack of a hard Sentinel with that Killjoy, and Julia just dry swinging out on these angles with the Odin and getting rewarded for it time and time again.
Yeah, Julia has been a menace with that Odin, as an Odin, you know, typically is. There isn't really a nice way of putting that, but one thing I do like about their setup is Vera playing that Clove. If they do end up going down, they still can smoke that site, so you almost have like an anchor and a half with Vera being alive. But Julia continues to be a demon with that Odin, and on this eco round now, left alone onto wire, jumping Phantom because we didn't have enough silliness as it was. But Ominous Minions continue to close the gap.
Yeah, and a great point you brought up about the Clove pick. While it may not be as may not have as much util as something like an Astra or an Omen as far as raw util, you do have the smokes after death, which allows you to be a bit more aggressive in how you're playing. You can take more risk because there's a higher reward at the end of it, even if you are punished by death. And if not, okay, well, you got to kill, and you put yourself into an advantageous situation. So a lot of great use cases and ways you can take the Clove and use it into your favor. But it's going to be a hit over towards this A site. No one on site from Ominous Minions to really stall this out. They have the run it back, popped instantly to try to flood, but with an Odin and through a Razor Vines, I don't know how effective this can be. Shut down.
But the kills do go in their favor. And this is where we see the comp actually start to thrive. The Phoenix ult, the Clove ult on top of that, and that snowball within just 1 round allows them to get 6 people alive in 1 round. I mean,
And maybe this was the plan they had. Just retake and just do crazy stuff, and it's gonna work out.
like we mentioned though, this is a bit of a variation on the Talon 9 Lives comp, with instead of a KO and Sova, you have it swapped out for a Breach and a Viper, but it still has a lot of those same principles, and we saw it there in that round. Julia was able to use run it back almost like a drone and find out where all those players were, and then that allowed the rest of the team to dive in. But Lover on the op, we mentioned how much of a fragger they are, but on the Breach, not something you'll see every day, not even something you'll see every week. So on this eco round, Elation Vortex looking to find some players out of position, but all kills
All 5
going in
players
favor
are
of
here,
Ominous
though,
Minions.
already.
Player standing.
Now May, left in the 1v3, picks up 1, but Biddy shuts it down. And now that gap that was so large at the beginning of this half, it's only down to 2 rounds.
Ominous Minions is continuing to close the gap with that snowball, like we mentioned. I think that's one of this comp does have a really good ability to do that, though. With the ult, I mean, the Phoenix ult is only 6 orbs, so you can farm it up very quickly. And all of the ults on this side have the ability to flip around. So I do think that Ominous Minions do have a chance to start to come back into this. Because we can see this comp isn't just something they've randomly decided to put together. There's a ton of thought behind it, but the Steel Garden is popped, as the Elation Vortex will take the side off the back of that. Wire
Finally,
over the
a plant
top.
coming down.
And Aurelia, as well.
For mid.
Celeste from the back lines, able to get 1. 2 left alive now. Lover left in a 1v5 with this op, and most likely going to have to save. If they even can. Celeste running them down, and Elation Vortex stop the bleeding and get up to 11.
And I think they will be able to purchase an op into the next, so they won't have to be super worried about that front. But a great hit from Elation Vortex, getting on site and then just cleaning up the kills, not really having any issue with it. I mean, just winning out every single gunfight there. And now Hunter's Fury finally online. And on the side of Ominous Minions, the Sage Res is online, 2 away from that Viper's Pit, as well as 3 from the Rolling Thunder. The ult cycle that you have from Ominous, it just allows you to have ult after ult after ult. If you manage your ult economy in an efficient manner, you can just have, like you said, an insane snowball effect. And we're continuing to see that. A little bit of a damper being put into that, but not really much else.
Couple shots
It's just going to be the
side.
Odin spray. Yeah,
trying
spraying back and forth.
to find a little bit of damage at least, but with all of this stall util, even though, like you said, there isn't an info sentinel, there is still a ton of stall power. I mean, the Breach fault line, all the Sage utility, and that dissuades Elation Vortex, forcing them to explore other parts of this map. Crossfire is set up towards Market. Julia with the spam. Biddy capitalizing off the top of that.
30 seconds left.
And I think they're going to be working over towards A. Hyung with the TP. Lover gets the kill onto May. And now, no time left in the round.
10 seconds left.
Going to be forced to save, forced to try at least, but there will not be successful. Ominous Minion clap back and put themselves onto a 9th.
Within 2 now are Ominous Minions, and that's going to draw out the timeout from the side of Elation Vortex. Now, what do you think they're talking about in this one?
To be honest, I would be talking about the delay that they're currently being faced with. The amount of utility that Ominous has to actually be able to stall out the initial hit, and then, like we saw in that last round, rotate over towards mid, set up these crossfires, have these rotates set and ready to go for these flood retakes, and just shut down Elation Vortex. If Elation Vortex wants to get back into this, they need to figure out a set strategy. They need to play together. And honestly, I wouldn't mind them going back to bursting over towards that A site. They have Celeste with that Hunter's Fury, and they have some options, but we'll have to see what their solution of choice is.
Yeah, of course, taking the time out to actually discuss. I mean, this comp is something that you may have never seen before. I don't think I've ever seen anyone playing this particular comp. And it looks like they have the ideas behind it, though. I was a bit worried at first when they kind of got into a large deficit early into this one, but it seems like they've actually thought about how to play this, and they have the protocols built out for how to actually play around these unique agents, especially on a map like Ascent, where we typically see the same thing, but Celeste ripping the head off of Lover, opening up things into this round now, but kills instantly traded back, and there it is. The Sage Res comes online, gets things back now into a 5v3. Elation Vortex,
and Julian has the ult for retake.
Yeah.
It's just,
I mean, really unfortunate.
So much to deal with.
Yeah. From the side of Elation Vortex, I mean, you're happy. You finally get a pick into that round, and instantly that's just taken off the board. Back into a 5v3, but these players, we know how capable they are. Biddy sitting towards this heaven position. Plant is being stuck under their noses, but ult is invested from Julia. Taken out instantly, but the rest of these players here to swarm. Young left alone onto site in the smoke, but all 5 players encircling him, and there it is. Finally, Julia with that Odin, able to spam him down, but Ominous minions now are within 1.
And not a flawless round necessarily, but able to carry over all of these weapons. And as well, the Rolling Thunder online for Lover. Biddy has that Viper's Pit, and Vera only 2 away from the not dead yet. These are all round winning ultimates, 3 away from 13. And for Elation, they just need 2. They only need 2 rounds to close out this map. Wire gonna be on the Blade Storm. Everyone else forcing down to practically no credits. Viper's Pit comes out to control this A main area, but everyone else is going towards this B site. The Rolling Thunder from Lover, but the 2 missed op shots, and the punish comes out from Celeste. A huge blunder from Ominous minions, and now Elation Vortex have the advantage in the round.
A 4v2 now. Julia has to fight back into this one with just the Odin, leaving Biddy alone, and that looks like it should be Elation Vortex getting to map point. A huge blunder from Lover has been so consistent. The fake flash from Biddy there, but Aurelia not buying it. Elation Vortex get to match point. Ominous minions now need 2 more if they want to just force overtime.
Yeah, and a huge committal of ultimates as well. The Rolling Thunder and the Pit invested no value out of either. The Pit was just nullified by Elation going to the other side, and Lover just having some unfortunate, uncharacteristic even whiffs. But they want to still have a chance in this. They need to reset, come into this round. The dart comes out early. Odin to spray as well. Hunter's Fury still in the hands of Celeste. And the delay from Ominous minions allows 4 players to rotate over. Julia holding down A main all by their lonesome. But mid There's no info there.
But the execute will come in now. Wire dashing into sight. The fault line catches onto everyone except for Wire, and Wire just pulling their team with them. Spray, though, a bit whiffy on a biddy. Celeste sits them down, and now a 4v2. We see the not dead yet pop, but quickly behind it is the Vice. Julia, the spray with the Odin, but Celeste matches them, does one better, and Elation Vortex will escape this one, 13-10.
And just when you thought it was getting close, just when you thought a comeback was happening, Elation Vortex shut it down, close it out 13-10, and once again prove that they are a dominant team no matter what players from the roster they have in. They're able to consistently pull out these Ws. And I think that just goes to show the depth to their players individually. But just a great matchup overall. And I think we still have to give props to both teams. I mean, it was a very competitive matchup. I loved the ideas that we saw, especially on that defensive half from Ominous Minions. Some great stuff coming out.
Yeah, I think from both sides, we saw the ideas from Ominous Minions. A bit questioning at first, I think, with that strange comp that they brought out. But we saw that they had plenty of ideas behind it. And they brought Elation Vortex to the very edge. I think if they had even just one of those op shots from Lover that probably landed, I think that could have completely flipped the game. Because that was a key round. It was 11-10, and they brought things so close, but just unable to get over the line.
Yeah. It was a bit unfortunate, to be honest, but happens to everyone. It's the nature of the game at the end of the day. But that is going to be Elation Vortex taking it out 13-0. A great closer to an exciting day of games for the Tenax series. But what we've been hyping up all night long, we actually have the Aviga headset giveaway. So make sure if you aren't active in chat, you currently are in chat. Make sure you followed Tenax GG, Tenax Tourneys, and Avid Products over on Twitter. And it's going to be an exciting headset giveaway. And I think as well, even if you don't win the one tonight, we will be doing one tomorrow, as well as one for playoffs. So don't get it tonight. Don't worry. There's still plenty of chances for you. But we are in the process of drawing that up right now. Banana, what would you what would you do with your brand new headset if you want it?
Listen to things. Be able to hear people. General headset things, I wouldn't really know what that's like, given that I just got these earbuds and that's all I have. So I'm really hoping I win it, but maybe if it goes to someone in chat, then there's other opportunities, whether it be tomorrow or next week during playoffs.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be looking out for you, Banana.
Thanks.
Be on your side. All right. I think the giveaway has been done. Wanted to thank everyone for joining us today in the Tenax series. Thank you, OldBrownBanana, for joining me on the cast. Pleasure as always. And thank you to Icefir as well for helping with production. And
wait, hold up. The bananas are calling me, so we're gonna have to close things out pretty soon. Zero, you got anything else to say before we close this out?
No, I just want to say thank you guys for joining us. And we had some great matches. Thank you for the teams. Anything you want to say before we head out?
Thanks, everyone. Be here tomorrow. We got more great games, and we got playoffs coming up too, so be ready for that.
Yeah, make sure to stick around. Tune in tomorrow. We'll catch you guys then.
I'm sorry, yeah. I never thought I'd hit this hard. I never thought I'd lose you. Without you, it's hurting a lot.
Yeah, thought a friendship was gonna last. I've always thought of you being more than my best friend. All the memories will stick with me for the rest of my life. Yeah.
I took you for granted, yeah. As if someone's been ripping me to pieces. You've always been there for me. You've always been there for me.
Always be my best friend. So much reminds me of you. It's hard to leave the house. You'll always be my best friend. Yeah, you knew everything. Now each day seems like weeks that go by. All I wanna do is text you and say I love you. Yeah, no, you no longer care, and that's fine, but I'm getting